Listen, the University of Miami fans want to know one thing. Does University of Miami have a chance to get James Williams?
Definitely do have a chance.
Welcome to South Florida. Yeah. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida.
When you on the field, is it pregame? Like, is it ever? Are you ever afraid? Do you ever feel fear, or do you ever feel pressure?
Nervous.
You ever feel pressure?
Not one bit.
None of that.
No. Who's been your tough defender? Like, who's guarded you the tough?
Yeah, who's the toughest person to play?
I don't see nobody.
I knew you.
Nobody.
He was gonna give it the damn hood.
That's what I'm for. I'm a playmaker. I love receiving. I love to catch the ball. I love to go over people's head.
Yeah.
So you got to do what I do.
University of Miami, they land you, and then they land the number one. We call him football player, number one player in the nation, James Williams. Yeah. Both playing the same position, right? How do you envision that working? Are they telling you how that's gonna work, or?
Well, I feel like me and James two different safeties.
Uh huh.
And I'm more of the ball hunting safety. He's more of the rangy playing, like you playing, say, like in the box, like a striker position, strong safety.
Right.
And I'm more of the free safety. So I already know in practice that's gonna just build great competition. And when the game comes, it's gonna be easy.
That's
Because I know we go hand in hand because it's like we're the same person.
Right.
So he has like his strengths and weaknesses, and I have my strengths and weaknesses, and we're gonna he can feed off of me, learn how to, I guess, be more of the free safety, and then I can learn off of him, be more of like a closer to the box safety.
Right.
So I feel like we're just gonna make each other better.
Yeah, James played free safety. He wanted to play free safety. He was big on that. But James don't never be back at free safety. James be close to the line, the linebacker sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
that's his.
That's just him helping his team win.
That's his chess. Yeah, that's him playing chess with the team. I told him, kid. I covered James since he was that big, bro. I've known him all his life.
I just feel like every time it's just man on man. If he wins the battle, then that goes to play. He doesn't break on the run, or if this person like doesn't take that step, or certain things. It just, I feel like you beat your man every play, you got the best chance to stop any team, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-star. Lean loyalty. 6'12", 276 pounds.
Yeah. After that, I just started doing crazy tackles after tackles.
Yeah, the first play was like a tackle for loss, like 6.
Yeah.
No, they didn't touch you. Like,
explain
to me, though. Like, what is that about? Like, how do they not? You 6'5", 300 pounds. Is it something? Is it a swim move or something you do? Like, they don't see you? You're teleporting? What's going on?
I'm too fast for long.
They don't realize you that fast when the game starts. Like,
I'm gonna be the best player on the field. Like, I just gotta show them what. Like, I'm the true 50. I'm the next 56 up. The next. I'm gonna just go crazy this year. Like, show people like, wow, at 56. Like, show them like I want to take care of my mom. I want to put in a big house, stupid cars, big pool in the backyard. Put on for my brothers, my nieces and nephews, like coaches. I think all of them was for like having me here at this like position that I'm in now. Cause like, it took hard work and dedication. Without all of them to guide me on the right path, I wouldn't be here today. So I think all of them for like helping me out. Like, yeah.
It's gonna take 3 motherfucking days, and that's what?
Big time players step up in big game. All the criticize and all that. Over, baby. Big time players step up in big game.
What's good? 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 Well, nothing's really. I mean, yeah, nothing's really good. Um, how y'all doing? How y'all doing tonight? When you say that, man, listen, bro. 786-405-9499. If you want to get down with IOD Squad, 786-405-9499. You want to get down with IOD Squad. The number scrolling at the bottom. Eventually, I post it at the top. Eventually, I posted at the top. We're gonna get in here, man. Got a couple dudes with me in the back. I'm gonna bring you here in a second. We're gonna talk, and then we're gonna open up the lines and let y'all come in, and let y'all talk and tell us how y'all feel, how y'all felt about the game, what's happening, and just let y'all vent, man. Cause I understand how these things are. I was on the field. I saw it firsthand, standing in the rain. So that's how we're gonna run it. So let's see. I haven't pulled any stats. I haven't did any of that, man. Call after call, text after text. What happened to your boys? Yada yada yada. Tagging me in this, tagging me in that. Listen, real fast. You see, I got the crybaby. You see, I got the crybaby back there. Y'all don't know nothing about crybaby. Cause this shit, we thought it was bad last week, Mitty, and you got tired of texting them. It's gonna be really bad this week, doggy. You thought it was bad last week. We ain't gonna have no Middle Tennessee fans in the goddamn Twitter space this week, but it's gonna be bad. Listen, real fast, real quick story, dog. When I was in high school, I chose to go to Miami, New Orleans to play basketball. I was recruited to go to Miami, New Orleans to play basketball. Me, a couple friends of mine, it's almost like they recruited me, Frog, Norman Daniels, KJ, Torn, Charles. This was like in 92, 93. I know, I'm older than mother. I was recruited to go play at Miami, New Orleans to play basketball because there was a coach coming in. His name was Sergio Rocco. A lot of y'all may know Sergio Rocco. Sergio Rocco ended up being the FIU coach before Isaiah Thomas. Cuban guy we was good with Frank, cool with Shaky. All of them cut from the same cloth. But Sergio Rocco was kind of like a pro basketball coach. He came from in Cuba. He had coached on the pro basketball staff. Had no business being at New Orleans. He was way overqualified for New Orleans, but he was wanting to get back into coaching. In the U.S., so he started at New Orleans. They brought us in. We had 2 ninth graders started as a freshman. Miami New Orleans was like 4-20 something the year before. He came in, had a kid named Antonio Brown, used to shoot threes from damn near half court. Made a little noise. I don't know. I think they won maybe 9 games, but you could see it simmering. Then the next year came in. The team got better. I think they was like even. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in the year it was 12-12 or something like that. And once we became juniors, because we were all on JV, but we had the freshman Norman, who was like a freshman phenom, and Torrin Reagan, who was a D1 kid, 6'4" in the 9th grade, ended up being like 6'5" or whatever, could dribble, could do whatever. When we became juniors, that whole recruiting class was now on varsity. And we were ready to make a run. And we were like robots. Like we were trained. We was the ones he brought in. We was his recruits. You know what I'm saying? Our 11th grade year, I remember playing against Miami High, the great Miami High, Shaky Rodriguez, with Allen Edwards and Pooh and all those guys, and having them beat at Miami High, in Miami High. And then they basically took the game from us. We was up by like 15 in the 4th. And basically they took the game from us. Why I say took the game? Because I was a part of it. I mean, called foul on me on a fast break. And I didn't touch Pooh at all. They called foul, and when I didn't touch it, I didn't even go after the ball. But we were young juniors, you know what I'm saying? But we had the balls. We had the balls to go in there and play Miami High, because Miami High hadn't lost in that gym in forever. And we lost that game. Got to see Miami High again in the GMAC. Allen Edwards was out there warming up with the Kentucky stuff on. He was going to Kentucky, and they, you know, it's big time. It's Miami High. Took them down to overtime. My best friend Corey Stevens got fouled. No time left on the clock, shooting 1-and-1. And we were down by 1. He makes 2 free throws. We beat the Great Miami High as juniors, right? My dog goes to the free throw line. My dog was the best shooter on the team. I knew in my heart that he wasn't going to lose that game, but I knew he wasn't going to win it. Dog went to the line and missed the first free throw and drained the second one. Took it to overtime. We lost to the Great Miami High again. We come back as seniors. Hope y'all following this story, right? We come back as seniors. Number 1 in the state. Number 1 in this. Number 1 in that. We was everything. Got to mid-season. USA Today called us, because that's how you got ranked number 1 in the nation back in the days. USA Today called us, right? Y'all win this game tonight. Y'all ranked in the nation. We going down to South Miami to play against Lucas Barnes in South Miami. And we like, they don't have enough. Give a fuck about Lucas Barnes. We had them beat Chauncey Billups. We had them beat Ray Young. We didn't care about Lucas Barnes. Walk into South Miami, man, and South Miami beat us by 20. I hope y'all following this story. We hobble into the playoffs, play against a Miami High team that we had beat that year twice with IOD Skipper, Jonathan Nance, and all those guys. We had beat them twice that year. Hobble into the playoffs. Some of our guys hurt. Some of them getting ready to go to college. Some of them got scholarships. Some of them don't know if they're going to get a scholarship. We seniors now. Hobble into the game versus a Brent Wright and IOD Skipper team that we beat twice that year already. And they beat us to end our season, end our career. I'm in the locker room boo-hoo crying. I say that to say this. As good as we were, right? We were getting into charted waters that we had never experienced before. USA Today called and said, we win one more game, we're going to be ranked in the nation. It was our first time, we're finna be ranked in the nation. It's our first time ever experiencing anything like that. We failed. Oh, I just forgot to left out. Earlier that year, we faced Vince Carter and Daytona and those guys and went to, I think, overtime with Vince Carter there, but they beat us. We were really good, dog. But New Orleans was a losing school. We did not know how to win. We were getting there and kind of ran out of time. That's how I looked at it. We were getting there and kind of ran out of time. My homie Frog could have went to the free throw line, hit 2 free throws, and we knock off Allen West, a nationally ranked team. We knock off Allen and Allen Edwards and Miami High, a nationally ranked team. I swear to God, the Miami Herald front page the next day said Corey Stevens, which is my best friend, could have been a king. I can get him on the phone line and call right now. We didn't know how to win, dog. But we were getting there. One more year, and we would have been some bad motherfuckers. Sometimes when you're losers, you don't know how to play out in front. You don't know how to win. Sometimes you think you're better than you really are. But the winners, they take nobody lightly. They do what they got to do. They execute. They take care of business. That's when you learn how to win. I'm going to bring my boy Maddie in here. Maddie, I'm going to bring Kyle in here. I'm going to bring Rich in here. Did my story suck, dog?
No, it's
not fit.
Huh?
Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead, Sean.
I was just gonna say no, not for anybody that's actually played sports.
Right. So the first one I see is great story, but we lost to Middle Tennessee. I'm gonna tell y'all what I saw, and then I'm gonna let my dogs come in here and tell you what how they felt about the game. And we're gonna start taking calls. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna put the link in here I start with the football villains. I put the link in the football villains group meet, and then y'all can call in, and then I let everybody call in. Before that game started, we go out on the field. You know what I'm saying? Look, because they say, hey, man, we can get any video we want on the field with pregame now. We like, oh, crap, though. We can get pregame video now. It's on. We finna get James Williams boogers in his nose. Well, you know, we got the 6K camera. And we down there for a second. I look at Tor, DVD, look at me and say, what's up? Ed Reed in front of us stretching. I say, Twan, they look uninspired, bro. You don't look. They look like they showing up like they won the national championship last year, and they just got to show up to beat Middle Tennessee. That's how they look in warm-ups. Them and the coaches. They look like, damn, we just lost to Texas A&M, and we can't prove anything by beating Middle Tennessee. With not a thought in their mind that Middle Tennessee is inspired. And if them bitches punch us in the gut and leg sweep us, we gonna have to get off the ground and fight. Add a broken quarterback on that because I told y'all when we interviewed TVD this week, he looked broken. I told y'all that. Hey man, TVD looks small again. Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
Wait, went out there and first pass was an interception. He should have been pulled right then. This ain't about emotions. This ain't about feelings. But they could have saved him. They could have saved him. Saved face and everything else. Hey, TVD threw it, bro, sprained his rib. TVD cracked this Achilles. I don't know. They could have said anything and saved him. But now I don't think they can. We watched the broken one go for 3 quarters, and then at that point, it was like, no way. Mandy, what's going on, bro?
Chilling, man. I've had better Saturdays, but I'm chilling. Probably gonna have a bad Monday too. So it is what it is.
Y'all let me know, man. How y'all feel about what happened? Go ahead, Mandy.
My initial impression, I was gonna come here and gloat because you know I've been vocal about Tyler Van Dyke, and the one part that I've always said that people never took in consideration is this thing that we know is real in the sport of football, which is a sophomore slump. Everybody was, to include, I think, to an extent TVD, but everybody was drinking that Kool-Aid under the impression that TVD was going to come here and shred everybody. And then last week, I even posted stats. Like I said, look at the production. And what's the first thing that Mario Cristobal came out and said? Well, TVD lost 60% of his production last year. And I posted it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I said, the almost 3,000 yards, the shade of the 3,000 that they threw for, half of them went to 2 people. And everybody kind of just brushed that off like that.
You listen to Mario? You listen to his press conference?
It was hard to, but yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was kind of low.
What do you mean low?
Go ahead. Oh,
the volume was bad.
I'm gonna stop doing that. I just be trying to put y'all in the room with me, man. But yeah, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah. I watched it on the because the Kane channel.
They posted already.
Yeah, they posted it. They live streamed it actually.
Oh, they live streamed it.
Yeah, but they be having the mic. They be having the mic that
Yeah. They be having the mic up there. But somebody asked Mario what happened to TVD, and he flat out said it, though. The system changed. He flat out said it. What's wrong with TVD? He doesn't seem like that's what somebody asked him. He said the system changed.
That's fine, but why that system look like a Rhett Lashley system when Jake Garcia get in the game?
That's exactly what he was saying.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Jake Garcia.
He said the system changed. Basically, he wanted to say the system changed. TVD can't do it, and the Netflix kid can. 2 different quarterbacks. That's what he wanted to say.
Because I watched the same Jake Garcia take them same downfield shots to Brashard Smith to Jacoby George. I watched him do the same shit last year. And
right.
I can't make the argument that, the competition was less, because in my mind, and they may not feel like that, I put Central Connecticut State and goddamn Middle Tennessee State in the same goddamn level of competition. If you go scrub day rosters, you can go almost bar for bar. They're gonna have the same type of caliber of player on each team. So why is it that with one quarterback change, all of a sudden I'm watching television? I'm watching Jake Garcia do the same shit he's been doing since high school in California. He's been doing since high school since he transferred to that first high school with that one coach that got ousted in Alabama. He transferred to Grayson, did the same shit.
Same shit.
Then he gets here last year and does the same shit prior to him getting injured. And he comes out today and does the same thing. We always talk about Leopard don't change his spots, right? Well, how did I give you 5 examples of the same person doing the same thing, but you telling me that TVD's being a starter, and I'm telling you that when one person loses 2 receivers, suddenly they're like a completely different person. But we blaming the offense. We blaming the coordinators. The receivers dropping too many passes. Not
Check
saying that's
this
not an
out.
issue, but go ahead, Rich.
Now I was gonna say real quick. So two things. Number one, when I mentioned it on a couple different spaces that they should pull TVD, and people was like, "Man, it was like I was sacrilegious." They were like, "Pull TVD, man. That's gonna hurt morale. That's gonna do this. That's gonna do that." I'm like, I mean, it's clear. And somebody, I don't know if you brought it up, Mehdi, but somebody said, well, when you think about it, Garcia would be a better fit because Garcia is used to playing in several different systems because he did that in high school. So that was my point with that. But also, it's the fact that the camaraderie is different too with TVD with Jake Garcia, because even going back to high school, the Romello Brinces of the world, they wanted specifically Garcia to be their quarterback. They recruited Garcia, so I think he just has a different type of chemistry with guys. And when we saw TVD today, TVD was basically like, okay, Restrepo is out, so I'm gonna go ahead and just throw to Ladson all day. But the thing is, Ladson had been there since game 1. It's not like he just brought his luggage into his dorm room and said, "All right, I'm gonna show up for this Middle Tennessee game." Nah, he was there since the Bethune-Cookman game, and he was never targeted like that by TVD. So that tells you a lot about his game. So go ahead,
You
my bad.
finish?
I got a couple other points.
Go ahead, bro.
You know, like during recruiting, they say follow the visits, and the visits will tell you where a kid is most likely gonna go up if he schedules a visit as his last visit, things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like to hit that with a different point. Follow the offers, right? And so right now I got TVD and Jake Garcia's excuse me rivals pulled up, and I'm looking at the offers, and I'm looking at TVD's offers, and all TVD's offers are for middle of the pack to poor Big Ten teams, middle of the pack to poor Pac-10 teams, Pac-12, whatever that conference is. Nothing on his offer list stands out, right? Penn State, Ohio State, North Carolina, Nebraska didn't offer him, but he was being quote unquote recruited, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you look at Jake Garcia, look at his list. Alabama offer, Auburn offer, Florida offer, Florida State offer, Georgia offer, LSU offer, Ohio State offer, Oregon offer. On the ratings on Rival, Tyler Van Dyke was a 5.8, which is actually, I don't know how Rival is. Yeah, it's a 4-star. 204th player nationally, second in the state. It's not saying much. He was in Connecticut, 8th at the position. Jake Garcia, 47th player nationally, 4th in the state of California. Well, they might have had him as Georgia. I don't know if they changed it because for the state. 6th at his position, and this is why I don't get too caught up sometimes on the 5 4-star thing, because a lot of times it doesn't tell the actual story of the type of quarterback or the player that we're recruiting. He was number 4 in Georgia, which is crazy because that means he was probably damn near top 3 in California. So he moved to Georgia and became the number 4 player in the state. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? You get the ACC Freshman of the Year, or Rookie of the Year. You show up here, he's confident. As a brand new head coach, you don't want to come in and stifle him and say, hey, you know, everything that we saw from the media report said that Jake was close, but he wasn't there, and Tyler was the guy. And I said in the space last week, or this past week, I talked about practice, not the game, practice. Because sometimes, as you can see from their quarterback and a couple of quarterbacks he faced, the practice might show one thing, but in reality, the player in the game, the quote-unquote gamer, is showing something completely different. And so I think when it boils down to it, why I was so adamant. In the first couple of weeks, I was putting like emojis. I wasn't really going because I didn't want to start no controversy, you know, like Rich did in some of these other spaces. But I can see the levels, right? I can see when Jake went through a read, dating back to last season, and when Tyler went through a read, it was different. It wasn't the same caliber. And so for me, my mindset was, and what we had talked about was Tyler taking way too long to process through his reads, and then he was ending up, you know, forcing sacks and things of that nature. Whereas when Jake would come into the game, in the blowout victories we had, it was one read, he was getting the ball to where it needed to go. There was a consistency there. There was a timing there. It looked like Jake had played with these receivers before, and he had, because as a second team or third string quarterback, those guys that we're now depending on to be starters were the guys that he was primarily throwing to. So that's where it all stuck out for me, was that, hey, he has an opportunity now he doesn't have to build a chemistry. It's already established because these are the backups. These are the guys that he throws to often. And now those guys all starters because Rambo and Harley left. But I digress. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I need Mario to do is to not try to make this one of those give him a week, try to rebuild his confidence type situations, and then I see number 9 trotting out there. Rip the fucking Band-Aid off. Talked about last week with Jacoby George, where we start handcuffing the guy, you know what I'm saying, instead of letting him go out there and make plays and not putting the best 11 players on the field. That's what we need to do. So, like I said in the Canville chat, I still believe in the staff. But if you can go into an off week and come out and then have number 9 come out trotting there again, it's going to raise some pretty serious doubts, in my opinion.
Rich did want TV. Rich did want Jake in the game. Yeah. And it kind of killed him when he said it. Talk to us, Rich. Yeah, Cal, don't fall asleep. I'm gonna get to you, dog.
When I mentioned that, people was like, "Man, nah," because it's gonna look like we in a rebuilding year, and we don't need to look like that. I mean, people made all type of stuff up, and I said it's clear. And you know what? And this is something that I realize about what we do. I know that we don't get paid millions of dollars to analyze players, but sometimes we just know, like Street, because you've been around players before, and the story that you were just telling, that story means a lot, because look at A&M this week versus last week and the week before. A&M has a coach who's been there before, and that coach got them to go from a game where statistically they were beaten statistically by Miami, to go into a more hostile environment and push Arkansas D line around, basically, and win that game. And even though the score doesn't show how badly they lost, they, I mean, for the most part of that game, after the first quarter, A&M had the game in check, basically. So it's one of those things where I think with this game, the quarterback was the problem, and I think it was the catalyst coming in from the last game. You don't put a man out there who, in his eyes, you could just look at him in his eyes and tell that he's not ready for the game. A lot of the players that are on this Canes team, we talk about it ad nauseum. You know, I heard somebody mention Rooster being in the slot. The reason we want Rooster in the slot is because we want him on the field at the same time as Parrish, because those are our two explosive, dynamic playmakers, and you got to get them on the field at the same time. We talk about Malik Curtis, right? We've said ad nauseum on this particular podcast that, you know, Malik Curtis needs to be playing on offense instead of defense. And then look, he gets in the game on defense today against Middle Tennessee, and he clearly didn't look ready to play corner. We've been saying this type of stuff. And sometimes when you do work for the conglomerate, when you work for the man, if you will, you still got to have your ear to the street to really understand what type of talent you're getting. And a lot of folks, when we start talking about what Mehdi was talking about, one guy was the 200th player in the nation, whereas the other quarterback is the 54th player in the nation. But they're both ranked 4 stars, right? So if you look at the stars, you're like, man, well, TVD a 4-star. Well, those 4 stars means two whole different things. And we're even seeing that, like, when we miss out on guys, right? When we miss out on a Brandon Ennis, we're like, oh man, we'll just go take, you know, we'll just go get William Fowles. We'll just go get blah, blah, blah. We'll just go get that. We'll go get this. And we're not understanding that we are truly missing out on a blue chip kid. And when another program gets that blue chip kid, I hate to bring this up, the Shamar Stewarts of the world. It looks like Shamar Stewart basically starts at defensive end for Texas A&M. He's a freshman. So I'm sure that he doesn't know all the technique that he needs to know. I'm pretty sure that there are All-American O-linemen that will take him to school. But guess what? He's still 270, 280 pounds, runs like a deer, and is you just can't keep that type of athleticism off the field. And when you miss out on guys like that, it shows. When you miss out on guys who in this generation are dogs, it shows. So it is what it is. And from the coaching perspective, the thing that I blame them for the most in this game is you have to have your players mentally ready to go into the game. And they clearly weren't mentally ready to go into the game.
Nope.
So
I got a call from Warren Sapp
that's my take.
at halftime. I got a call from Warren Sapp at halftime. Hey, I'm coming to the show Wednesday, man. I'm tell you what Mario did to me, man. You got a story about Mario in Texas, man. Warren Sapp ain't happy, dog. I say, Sapp, man, you see the quarterback player, man, you look pretty bad, man. It ain't quarterback, man. It's the OC, man. The OC trash. You don't see no crossing routes. Warren Sapp always have a different take. His take is always always different. Cal, because today was a team effort. This wasn't offense, defense. TVD being a little broken. So if it was simmering, he so goddamn took the lighter fluid and like, that's a fire. That's a fire. And he lit the fire. You know what I'm saying? Cal, what you saw out there today, bro. And then, hey, listen, so I'm going to put the link out there and y'all can, wait, let me explain this. When I put the link out there, what you do is you can come in. You don't need video to come in. Just come in and I'll put you in the background. The people hear you talking. So we're going to put the link out there, man. Y'all can call in and tell us what y'all think. Going to start with in the group me with the football villains. If you want to join, hit the button right there. Because this chat moving too fast. So I may go for just football villain group me, the members, and let them in the comment section. Kyle, go ahead.
I think we doing too much. Like we doing way too much digging. We doing our magnifying glass is too big. We looking at too many things, trying to find out what's wrong. That's a lot of information that we got. Like what Mehdi was talking about, but that's a lot of hindsight and that's a lot of digging. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you have an eye test. You have to look and see what you're looking at. I want somebody to tell me that Jake is going to have a 6-game stretch like TVD did last year. The reason I'm bringing that up is because it's not like we flipped the coin and TVD, was a starter or we just liked him or anything like that. That man played ridiculous last year. So, of course, you go into the season, that's your guy. You don't take 3 or 4 games and decide, all right, he needs to sit. Not without a big enough sample size, right? You had all those games last year, and you start this year. We didn't throw the ball against Bethune. We barely threw the ball against the Southern Miss. Then we come out of Texas A&M, and things ain't, it's not looking right. All right, so now we start looking at TVD. So now you get to this game, and I was definitely one of those persons saying, no, you don't come out this game and you don't just bench him. That's not something you do. A quarterback position is that's a real tough thing to do, to start benching quarterbacks, especially when you saw what the guy did last year, right? So now we're to the point where, okay, you got to sit. You understand? But you had to give him that time to see if I got to sit him or not. You couldn't just come in after Texas A&M and say, nah. You know what I mean? You had to give him that time. So now that we see it, okay, bro, you got to sit down, because I didn't expect him to come out and be this bad. Like if you would have came out and maybe struggled, I probably would have felt the same. Like, all right, maybe we can give Jake a rep or two. But you came out and you looked atrocious. All right, now it's time for you to sit down. But we can't take that and run it back and start going, Jake was rated this, TVD was rated that. You look at the offers, yada, yada, yada. Because at the end of the day, you got to do your own eye test and see what you saw for yourself. Everybody came here thinking that TVD was going to be a Heisman candidate, and he was. You don't just jerk around a Heisman candidate like that so early. But the sample size right now is enough. You know what I'm saying? Because you went into a whole game with Middle Tennessee, and that's how you look. Something isn't right. Not just the performance on the field, but like Street is saying, just the way you look, the way, you know what I'm saying? And you can't decipher what's inside somebody's head. You know what I'm saying? At some kind of point. Yeah, we can use body language and we can look at things or whatever, but you can't just decide he ain't right. He got to show you he ain't right, even though we all felt it. So now we see he ain't right. Now you got to look at everything that encompasses why he's not right. You know what I'm saying? Like Mario said, yeah, we had a scheme change. We look at Jake might have went here, there, and played well, but Jake might have been used to doing some of those things, playing in different schematics and all those type of things. And Med is right. That's an advantage. We know we got a guy that can do more than one thing. But the fact is, TVD in that one thing looked super special, and we took that away from him. So if that was going to be your plan, Gaddis, you know what I'm saying? All right, now we got to see which one we can lean on. Gaddis should have kept some of those things around, TVD, but some of that stuff is inexcusable. Like, forget whatever the offense is. When you roll out and you see Michael Redding, streaking across or whatever, you make that throw. I could have made that throw. Like, there's no excuse for that. You know what I mean? So now it's time for you to sit down. But when we start going, the thing we like to do after losses is we start talking about the kids and what kind of kids we're recruiting and that. Look at the loss that you're talking about, bro. This is Middle Tennessee. This has nothing to do with the talent that we recruit. It might have something to do with the nuts of the kids that we recruit, but this has nothing to do with the talent. It's Middle Tennessee. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's a great point to bring up, missing on an Ennis and ending up with a fouls, but that doesn't have anything to do with Middle Tennessee. That is a team wide problem from coaches on down. So that's what I saw there. There's something they got to get together. And like Street always say, the men are in charge, the adults are in charge. So whether it's guys that shouldn't be on the field, where you lining them up, what kind of system you doing, whatever it is, that's who we got to start. That's who we got to hold accountable. Yeah, of course the players too. That's not. I don't mean just absolve them, but they have a problem systemically. It's the whole program. Something gotta be fixed.
When you say it's a problem systemically, explain that a little. So you're saying what?
What I'm saying is, what are you not identifying as coaches?
Mm-hmm.
What are you not installing? What are you not, like Rich made a great point. When you guys come over here and you look at the roster, and even with recruiting, when you came over and you looked at the recruiting board flipped. And see some of those guys, like Hakeem, you may have been hitting hard on them maybe too late. I'm just talking, I don't know. I'm just saying. Things like that, you got to look at your sources around you and look at the proper sources and see what they're telling you. You know what I mean? Because there's no way before Hakeem became a 5-star, we should have been on him heavy, extra heavy. I don't know if we were or we weren't. It's just something that I kind of heard, right? We talking about the adjustment period. Gaddison getting over here trying to flip the board to see what was, those type of things. Also, the point that Rich made, everybody's like, hey, Malik Curtis should be on offense. They still got him trotting out there at corner. I'm not saying he's not going to be a good corner or anything like that. But don't come over here talking about we need speed, and you put it you put it on the other side of the ball. Why would you do that? And we seen this dude we seen him in high school. We seen him return kicks. So things like that, he should have been groomed to return kicks, return punts. He should have been on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not saying that that's all the answers, but that's the point when I'm saying, systemically, what are you putting out there? What are you doing with your personnel? How are you getting the kids ready? Like shit, y'all could have leveled with the turnover chain if we was gonna see this. You know what I'm saying? Like I understood why he took it away, but at the same time, it's like, what did y'all put in the kids? Like, what did y'all replace it with? Like, what's going on with them? So it's a whole problem. I'm not saying it's not doom and gloom though. It's not like the end of the world or anything like that. It's just they gotta, cut. They gotta shape all their corners perfectly. You know what I mean? They gotta have this box and make sure all the edges are even and all that kind of stuff. And it's gonna take a while. I just saw a horrible loss, but it's kind of inexplicable. You know what I'm saying? That's all about coaching, team culture. That's what kind of loss that was, because it was everybody. It ain't like we came out here and we just couldn't score and they beat us 7-3. They kicked our ass. Offense, defense, special teams. Nah, man, shit.
Listen, shout out to Tierra Terry. If I had to take a guess, Tierra Terry has to be Mark Pope. Mama, sister, side chick, something. She said, question, do y'all miss Mark Pope yet? God, it has to be.
Hold on. Let me say this to him, because Meta made this point. You saw when Jake got in, all of a sudden the receivers don't look so ass now, do they?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was saying that. Remember, I was saying that, and a couple of us, we were saying that the last couple of weeks when everybody's like receivers, and I'm just like, you cannot tell me 6, 7, 8 receivers and all of them are ass. No, man, I'm not gonna let you get away with that
one. Shout out to Will Scott with the $2, man. But Tierra Terry actually, she's coming back. She said, Footballville, can you check the JSU score for me, please? I had to work today. Mark Pope, that's my brother. Told you, I knew it had to be something. I knew she had to be something. Do y'all miss Mark Pope?
Nope.
No?
Nah.
Nope.
Because it's kind of the same thing. It's just like TVD. It's like, I heard Hayes say it on just now. He was like, when you put on that helmet, it's like getting in a casket. It only fits one person. So if you're productive while you have that helmet on, then you get afforded the opportunity to stay. But if you're not performing, then it's probably better for you to move on and find the system that fits for you. Same thing with TVD. Same thing. If this is not the offense for you, then go to Nebraska. Go somewhere where you know the offense is what you are accustomed to, and go look like a superstar.
Right.
I have a question. I have a question about that. To the panel, Streeter. Uh, like
Steve, I see you in
let's
I
just
see you in the back,
say,
Steve. I'm gonna take your call 1 second. Go ahead, Cal.
let's just say if TVD was the only like viable answer at QB, right? Let's just say Jake wasn't here or went down, and let's just say we didn't have no backups, right?
Right.
Would you, because you're Gaddis and you're trying to implement a system and a base, and this is what you're gonna do? Would you have overhauled everything you've done to, placate the TVD's strengths, or do you try to make him, learn this offense? That's a question for all three of y'all.
Say it again. Would we have
So if you were Gaddis, and let's just say you didn't have Jake, you didn't have a backup. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's I don't want to just really do hindsight, but I don't know what he should have done in the offseason, and I want to know what the hell he looked like in practice for you to not know that this was going to be the outcome. That's
we told
practice
you.
and scrimmage.
We told you TVD looks awesome in practice. So did Darian King.
Shit, that's fucking crazy though. But King, we saw, but King in
Jake
game,
looks
King did his
bad.
thing.
Jake looks bad in practice. You make it make
Right.
sense to us. The part that we see,
I got you.
The part that we see, Jake doesn't look. You know what I'm saying? In the
Right.
game,
I got you.
when I saw, I'm gonna tell y'all in a second in the game what I saw today. Oh my. So what? So he's saying what should Gaddis have overhaul? He first of all he couldn't change TVD. Mario came in here in his opening presser and said TVD is one of the best quarterbacks in college football.
Yep.
There was no quarterback competition, and TVD looked like he made space in between him and Jake.
Mm-hmm.
In practice.
And because he did last year too, though. It's crazy.
So what you think, Mehdi, Rich? I don't think he could
last year, Garcia got hurt. So he was not really 100%. So it was hard for him to even show what he had with that offense. Mm-hmm. And coming into this year, it's really, really so you got to look at what the staff is doing, right? So part of what you do as a staff is you try to get your seniors and guys who are draft eligible. You try to get them as much press as as they should be getting, so that way you could help them move on to that next level. That's what a responsible staff does, because at the end of the day, you know that this is a business. And when they talk about Ivy and they talk about Flag and they talk about TVD, remember last year we was like, oh no, here's Flag again. Oh no, here's Ivy, man. Looks like, you know what I'm saying? Looks like Tarzan plays like Jane, right? And these are things that we were saying, and we know what the kids look like because we've been watching them for the past 3 years. But the staff is like, we got a job to do, because we're trying to matriculate these guys out of here, so that way we can get these new guys in the fold. And we're going to show the new guys that we're always going to speak positively about our players, because that actually makes you look good as a staff. But the problem with that is this. The quarterback is like the conductor. He's like that. He's that person. He's the pilot. And if you anoint that person as the second coming of Jesus in your first press conference, it's going to be real hard for the offensive coordinator or even the QB coach to be like, yeah, dog, he ain't it. It's going to be hard. Mm-hmm. Because this is what the head coach said.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to.
Are you still talking? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you're going to have to give him all the opportunities to fail that you can, because this is what you said about him.
Right. Go ahead, Manny. What you think? Guess there's not much to say on that, huh?
Yeah, I just be kind of beating the dead horse that Rich just did. You can adjust it, but I think as everyone kind of has already stated, this is a deeper issue than just simply being an offensive issue, and I hate that our fans are so conflicted between the two. I don't understand how many times I got to say it, but anybody who has even a mild understanding of football can see that those offenses are in two different spaces. I said the same thing last year when Rhett Lashley got got Tyler Van Dyke as the quarterback. The offense that he ran under King was a different offense.
Right.
That was not the same offense. The offense that they ran with King looked like the offense that Middle Tennessee ran on us today. Design quarterback rollouts to get him out the pocket because he can't see over his line. Their quarterback is 5'11" and 195 pounds, maybe.
He also 24 years old.
Yeah. Older
than the mother. Nothing to lose. He out there throwing for his girlfriend.
He got a twit card, boy. Work at the port.
Yeah. He is buying legal. I mean, he is buying liquor illegally for his teammates.
He was dropping some dimes too, boy.
He was throwing dots, absolute dots. Some of these back shoulder fades is what we wished that King could do. Well, actually, King did kind of do in some cases. The one he threw to Harley, I think that was what North Carolina State 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Dots like he was their version of De'Aaron King. We couldn't contain him. Couldn't keep him in the pocket. Like I said, design quarterback rollouts, things like that. Like he came here, like you just said, Street, with something to prove, nothing to lose. And they laid it on the field. And once again, that one fact that everybody's talking about, when nobody's talking about, that dude had a chip on his shoulder, the head coach. I forgot his name, Leighton Locke or whatever the fuck his name was. The dude is a Florida State alum quarterback who went 0-2 against University of Miami. And Miami stopped him from winning the national championship. In, I think, 1992. So, yeah, he definitely came here with a chip on his shoulder. And that's where the mindset got to change, right? Because that's a team full of kids who should not be on the same playing field with kids from the University of Miami. But their head coach, with a little bit of motivation, woke them up enough to be like, hey, we got to do this for coach. I don't know if that's what he told him when he said, "Oh yeah, I hate Miami. They beat me." Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what he did, but whatever he did, it was enough to get that team to fuck up and our team not. And I know people like to throw out the whole "don't let Texas A&M beat you twice," but
yeah,
we gave now Texas A&M got 2 straight weeks of signature.
That's what I tweeted. That listen, we got Steve and John Wayne. We got Steve and John Wayne in the back. We're gonna bring a couple callers in here. We're gonna let them talk, man. Let them say how they feel. Real fast. Somebody just texted me. Tyler Williams was there sitting watching this. How Tyler Williams was sitting there watching that. How can we convince him and choose us over UGA? Let me explain something to you about recruiting before we open up this phone line. Recruiting is recruiting. Just like going after women for all the men in here. Recruiting is recruiting. You recruit what you have. If we're good, you say, hey, you come here, you play on a great team, you get a chance to go to the NFL, we put people in the NFL. If you don't put people in the NFL, you say, hey, you get a chance to come here and get on the field right away to get a chance to go to the NFL. If your starting quarterback sucks and your backup quarterback looks on fire, you say, hey, listen, man, you get a chance to come here, you get to play with Jake, not Tyler. It's recruiting, dog. You sell what you have. See, that part right there, I'm not worried about because we have a dog at the head of recruiting and everybody after him is going to have to follow suit and recruit the way he want to recruit or it's not going to happen. It's called recruiting. It's not called, I don't even know. Like, it's selling. You're selling something to kids.
It's not winner take all.
Yeah. So when Tyler comes watch this and this comes watch this, certain kids say, listen, I could go there and play. Certain kids say, nah, man, I want to be with the winners, man. Certain kids, dog, they all are different. Your boy just committed to Florida State. Florida State beating the dog out of Boston College right now. All y'all, I don't know. Hakeem Williams commits to Florida State, but we all think he may end up at Pitt. Why? 5-star wide receiver, big time. Because these kids are different. And Pitt jumped on him and recruited him. When I went to go see Nico Leary, what his name is? Leary out of Orlando, who went to Alabama. Talk to Leary. Leary, who's recruiting you the hardest right now? Chris O'Leary. Who's recruiting you the hardest right now, Chris O'Leary? Arizona State. Arizona State. Yeah, dog, they call me every day. They act like they care. It's called recruiting. That's what, you're selling something. Okay? Yes, you're selling something. Yeah, we're trying to rebuild, man. Listen, all the 2023 kids, y'all gonna get a chance to play. Y'all see what we got. That's what they gonna say. So listen, man, we're gonna bring a couple people. What's up?
Nah, just real quick. I was gonna say, you may get frustrated when you relay that information to us, but we need that. People need that. Like even me, because I'm not an insider. I don't know the things y'all know, and it does feel you get losses like this, and it does feel like how the hell we supposed to convince anybody to come to this damn school? So when you repeating that, bro, don't get frustrated. We need to hear that shit, because me included, I be leaning on what y'all saying, dog, because I be like, man, I don't know how Rich and Medi feel, but I lean on when y'all say that, bro, because I be just like, man, shit.
It's called recruiting, bro. You're not going to get a kid. Okay, you're not going to get a kid like let's take it as Brandon Ennis. We're on Brandon Ennis really hard, really hard. Brandon Ennis is the type of kid that looks where he's going. You have a quarterback. You got to have a passing game. He pays attention to that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get a kid that say, listen, I want to go to the coach that's putting NFL wide receivers in the NFL, or I want to go to the best passing game. A kid that's thinking that way, then you're going to have a hard time getting that kid. They all don't think the same. They don't. They're not all cut from the same cloth. You know what I'm saying? They're not. So let me pay a few bills, man. Will Scott, shout out for Will Scott with the $2, man. He said, y'all still think the nightmare's over? I know the nightmare's over. The hurricane program that we used to see is gone. But if y'all think it's not going to be a process, I believe it's going to be a process. Y'all just don't remember the processes to Miami becoming great. Y'all don't remember Miami winning a national championship and then not being as great the next year when Alonzo done won it. Y'all don't remember walking in there and watching Testaverde throw 80 interceptions versus Penn State when we just knew we were better than them. It's going to be a process. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a process. No excuse for using the Middle Tennessee. Mario walked in that press conference tonight, put his paper on at the panel, said, it's my fault. We sucked as coaches. We sucked as players. He didn't assist. He didn't say that Middle Tennessee, they do it to everybody. He didn't say none of that. He said it's his fault. I'm telling you, he was pissed. He said it was his fault. He said he was pissed. You know what I'm saying? There's no excuse for losing to Middle Tennessee. But I told a story. We once went into Miami High as juniors in their arena. They hadn't lost in there in years. And because we was ready to play and they was Miami High saying, man, that's Norland coming to here. We was up by 15 in the fourth quarter. You still got to play the game, dog. And we ain't a well-oiled machine yet. By far, we're not a well-oiled machine. All right, man, I'm finna get ready to bring these dudes in here, man. But listen, when that game started, first quarter, I knew he was going to throw the ball to Latson. He decided to throw the ball to Latson Wednesday. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know if he decided to throw the ball to Latson Wednesday. That's the type of quarterback he is. I'm going to throw the ball to one person. But let me tell y'all something really fast. I bumped into Malik Rozier before the game. Malik, dog, we gotta get down, gotta get in on NFTs. Rich, you know I gotta get the NFT talk in. We gotta sit down on NFTs. Hey Malik, man, what's wrong with TVD? Y'all wanna know what Malik said? Malik said, I train TVD and I train Jakari Brown them all the time. He said, TVD problem is this. His feet. Watch his feet. Y'all getting the gym. Y'all getting some goddamn gyms in here tonight. He said, watch his
I was
feet.
gonna ask you, hey, Scooter, I was gonna ask you to get somebody who played. I said I was gonna ask you to get somebody who played quarterback to come in here and break that shit down to us. So I appreciate this, bro.
Oh, bro, he's like Gundy, dog. What he told me before the game, he said, watch his feet. When he go through his progressions, his mind is learning how to go from 1, 2, 3, because he did not have to do that last year. So his eyes are doing it, but his feet are not. We're getting better at it. He's learning how to do it. He said, but watch his feet. When he starts going to progressions, his eyes move, but his feet doesn't move. Because last year, I said, what was different about last year? He just had to look to one side and throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But the pros go through their progressions. So it's not like Gaddis has screwed him up. What Gaddis is saying is, listen, if you're a first-round draft pick, you have to be able to do this.
Right.
So it looks like we're screwing TVD and Miami over, but what they're doing is saying, like, well, if you can't do this, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah.
Y'all can hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Go.
That was exactly the point I was trying to make about Jake. When you look at Jake's feet, and it was blowing my mind because he wouldn't run. When you see a quarterback with what they call light feet, and their feet are constantly bouncing in the pocket, it keeps a defense honest because now they're wondering if he's going to scramble out and roll. When your feet are set, a defense just knows, just pin their ears back and go get you because they see that you're obviously not going to move. And when you start stepping, that's then the key to say, okay, watch him for the rollout or watch him to try to extend the play because he just moved his feet. When your feet are moving, all quarterbacks know, like, I don't know how many times you've been to a high school game and seen guys in their pre-snap warm-ups, they get the snap, they're holding the ball, and they're just bouncing on their toes, the balls of their feet, and then doing like hip turns or whatever because they're preparing to keep active feet in the pocket. If your feet are not active in the pocket, if you don't move your feet, you're beat, pretty much. So if your feet are not active in the pocket, a quarterback, a defense is going to be like, this dude ain't going nowhere, and they on your ass. And I don't understand how he's now learning those things from Malik Rozier.
He didn't have to.
Yeah, well, he's not learning them because last year he had success. He got anointed. ESPN started talking. We started talking, and he can't say, hey, y'all chill. Shit, I'm still learning. He can't pull it back. He can't rein it back in. Right. He can't. So listen, Steve, I'm gonna get into Jake and when he went into the game, what happened in the stadium, and I'm gonna get into that in a second. So we got Steve. Steve, where you calling from, bro?
Oh, I'm from Lauderdale, man, but I live in Georgia, man.
What's going on, bro? Talk to us.
So this is my question, right? Maybe y'all could. I want to hear what y'all thoughts on this is. I know a lot of us as fans, we want to see the younger guys play. For instance, like Chase and Wesley play more often. Do we think the politics of it, where it's like, if I play Chase and Wesley right now over, let's say, Keontre and Flag, and they jump in the portal, that hurts me from a depth perspective. So I got to play these older guys right now because I don't have the depth.
I'll go first.
Go ahead,
I'll go first. I don't think this. I think last year that may have been a thing. I don't think this particular staff gives a shit like that. I think let's just say, I just don't think they care. The thing about the young guys though is you see it, and I saw it today. You never know who's ready and who's not. But when Jaden Harris got burnt, I was like, why the fuck is he in the game? You know what I'm saying? It's hard when you start trying to put them freshmen in. But just to answer your question, I don't think the staff cares. My personal opinion.
Yeah, got something else on that? Or y'all just...
I believe that good staffs. I mean, that's obviously one of those things that you kind of considering now is that, if I start a guy over someone who's been here and has more seniority, do I risk losing that player? But if the play on the field is not progressing, then what option do you have? Like if I know that I can put a true freshman in that has been coached better. And I think we talked about this on Hayes show. If I can put a true freshman in that has been coached better in their high school career, that I know will seamlessly fit into my defense, how am I hurting myself by inserting that person now and then benching the other player and keeping them for depth? Yeah, a person can get mad. Keontre Smith was a starter last year. Right? Now he barely gets on the field, and when he does, I see him blow tackles. So if someone is saying that, hey, Wesley Besant, I know Rose Smith coached him, I know he's a fucking heat-seeking missile. Am I really hurting myself by putting him in and taking Keontre's reps? Keontre can leave. At the end of the day, Keontre is a 5'10", 200-pound linebacker. Quotes. Is there another college in America or D1 college is going to say, "Hey, we'll take you into our program to be"? That's
starter.
That's also the what these other guys got to start considering. Do I blow my future opportunities by hopping in the portal? Do I risk possibly sitting because he put on a lot of good weight, a lot of good muscle? Can he be a starting strong safety somewhere with his?
He should have stayed there.
Yeah, or stayed at safety.
Yeah, remember he was a safety when he first came in, or safety or striker. He should have fucking stayed there.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't even have a striker, and then we have a star, but I don't even know what that even translates to anymore. Because
see, that answer your question.
I meant last year though.
Oh,
it does a little bit, but the only thing I think from a coaching perspective, right? We got to think about injuries and all that stuff. Look at the running back room, right? So you start some of these younger guys, and someone gets hurt. All of a sudden, you don't have the depth. Then we talking to James Williams, and you like, hey, we need you at linebacker just because we don't have the depth if someone leaves. You know, that's kind of how I look at it. Because obviously he don't have his roster in place, so he don't have his guys in place, and the depth isn't there. And it's pretty obvious because you can't pull certain guys, and these dudes not performing. I mean, it is what it is. But for weeks now, we've been hearing the receivers not catching the ball. I don't know. Shit look a little different with Jake out there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's one motherfucker. It's one receiver that's still not catching the ball. He's still getting all the goddamn throws and shit. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve. That was a good ass question, dog.
All right, Steve. Thank you, man.
And hold on, I got one more for you, Street. This one for you though. You've been at a couple of the games now, right? Like when you're on the sideline, right? Do you see TVD? And I put this in the group chat. Do you see TVD like go to the players when things are down and try to pick them up or anything? Because I know, like with the Central interview, right, with Coach Jude, he was talking about how he paid attention to how IMG didn't celebrate with each other when they scored. When they was down, they weren't going to each other and picking their brother up. Like, do you see that from TVD, being that they say in the spring he was the leader, he was this great leader and this, that, and the third, but for some reason I don't see it. Like Texas A&M, Brashard dropped that ball. To me, he's supposed to run to Brashard like, pick your head up. We're gonna take care of this next game. We're gonna work on this. We're gonna work on this later today or later tomorrow. Is that something that you've seen?
Well, I can't say I have seen that. I can't say. I know they look up to TVD and they respect TVD. You know what I'm saying? From offense to defense. But if you struggling, right? You struggling. You got to be a bad mofo. Yeah, you got to be a bad mofo to still be able to go uplift other people. You know what I'm saying? And just know you're gonna get yours together.
But other than X, who coming to him?
Huh?
Other than X, who's coming to him to uplift him? Because your team got to believe in you. And if they're not doing it other than it Restrepo, some loss in that room, man, in that locker room.
I think the team believes in him, but I think it was a secret, and the secret just got out, bro. I think they was trying to hide it. They was trying to hold on. No, listen, man. There's there's a lot of dynamics to things, bro. You know, it's kind of like somebody trying to come in your house and tell you about your kids. Damn, your kid talented. He could do this. He could do that. But you know your child. you know, yeah, your child can do this and do that. But you know what I'm saying? It's mostly about my child. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think they knew that TVD was limited, but they couldn't reel it back in either.
At what point did you think they knew that, Streeter?
When y'all kept saying, why we didn't do this play in Texas A&M at the goal line? And why we didn't run into it? And I kept saying, listen, maybe Gaddis don't trust him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
What's Gaddis supposed to tell Mario
Nah. But it was almost like it's almost like, you don't go after TVD. That's how we kind of felt. But I'm telling you, my logic in my head was like, I ain't sit up here, I ain't no coach, I can't break it down like that. But my logic in my head is saying Gaddis coached in the college playoffs last year versus Georgia, the best defense in the world. He's at the goal line, the red zone, the same red zone he's been at 20 years in his life. Is the goal line doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't he taking shots in the end zone? Hey, dog, the wide receivers look frustrated. Who said it? Didn't I say that last week?
Yes,
no, they look frustrated live. And that's something that has to be happening in the huddle. Something they see. Maybe, remember Donovan, man, you be crying in the huddle? Remember, Rich, I said that? Donovan, man, you be crying in the huddle? Maybe they see something in the huddle we don't see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nah, niggas can't catch, niggas ain't dogs, they ain't dogs, they ain't roof, roof, roof. They ain't none of that. They ain't made like that. The man was limited, though. And I think it started bothering him, and I think the icing on the cake was them people putting that video together saying TVD said he don't even like playing that hard rock, and I think it broke him, dog.
Yeah, that was a setup, man. That was
because
bullshit.
he had to answer that. He had to answer that in the locker room. And shout out to the dude from was it Stuttgart show? He one of the interns. He had like beautifully articulated it about the atmosphere. But it's the same shit I've been saying. These other towns don't be having shit to do. Miami has a plethora of things to do. They want to see a winning project show up. But I say all that to say, TVD definitely has a target on it. Well, he's had a target on his back. And now that target, went from, covering a small spot in his spine to literally everything from the back of the top of his head all the way to the bottom of his feet. One thing that always stands out to me that he used to say was, well, not used to say, he recently said this when he sat down with DJ Williams and he said, DJ Williams said, describe yourself. And he said, calm. And at first I thought, that's a great characteristic to have as a quarterback. So when the bullets start flying and shit ain't going your way, cool. But that calm demeanor then kind of stuck out to me because it does nothing to fire up your team when they down in the dumps. If you calm and they down, that shit don't do nothing for them. And then in the post-game interview, I think it was Jalen Rivers he said, someone asked him what the difference was between Tyler and Jake. He said Jake is a lot more vocal, a lot more fired up. He said they both. He tried to backtrack. They both were excellent quarterbacks. But yeah, Jake is a lot more vocal, a lot more fired up. And that shit hit me. I mean, it's not often we see too many quarterbacks come out there with fucking eye black on. You know what I'm saying? and fucking knee brace. And I ain't saying that's gonna win his games automatically, but god damn, we needed something. And it's safe to say once again that once he came to the game, it was a whole different type of energy. I can hear them chanting on the fucking television broadcast. Bringing Jake Garcia. I said, "Oh shit!"
It was ugly. It was ugly in that day, dog. It was ugly in that day when he went to warming up and he came in that game.
You saw Lamar Thomas video?
No.
Lamar Thomas is in the stands and recorded when Jake got up and went to the bike. He was like, "Oh, there he is. He walked to the bite." They posted in the group chat. He said, "Oh, he's walking over there. Oh, he's getting the bite." I said, "Oh shit." After that, I said
it was on what? What was it live on Twitter?
Yeah. Lamar Thomas posted on Twitter because I know Lamar Thomas at the game.
Listen, bro, he when he got in that game, you notice we didn't really even run the ball. This man has ice water in his veins, though. He's unconscious. Like this man is unconscious, bro. Like, and he's looking at the same thing TVD is looking at, but he processes that game totally different, though.
Much faster.
He is unconscious because, mind you, he went in the game after the 99-yard touchdown. So he think he's going in with a 14-point deficit, and he goes in with a 21. The crowd went crazy. Then we got back on defense, and the crowd was going crazy. And Middle Tennessee was once, for the first time, looking like Middle Tennessee. They was fussing. They didn't have no answers. And then a 30-year-old quarterback went at the Ivy.
My bad. I ain't mean to
Bro, listen,
that loud.
if I saw that man, I would shake his hand. That they back was against the wall and they was up by 14, and you could see it. They was withering down, turning into the Middle Tennessee that they are. And that man in the end zone went out the Ivy, dog, and threw a fucking.
Let me say this, Street. Before this game, that receiver, no bullshit, had 3 catches for 15 yards, and the long was 8.
Lane or the other one?
DJ Ingram Chisholm had 3 catches for 15 yards. Today,
they said it on the broadcast.
Lane in the first half had 2 catches for 96 yards. DJ Ingram Chisholm came in the second half, and he had 2 for 196 yards in the second half.
169.
169, yeah.
Both numbers are bad.
I said this 2
so
weeks ago.
would their receivers look better on our team? Because everybody was talking that shit about our receivers being ass. Don't tell me we don't have a higher caliber group of receivers than these motherfuckers. Come on, man.
I asked Mario, did he think their receivers would give? I asked him in the press conference, did he think their receivers, looking at the film, did you think the receivers was going to give us a problem? You know what I'm saying? So they asked him, like, why did they look like that? And he said it was man-to-man coverage. And so I was like, y'all think this receiver's going to give us a problem? I don't think. So,
well, he basically said no to you. When he said, well, we had him in man-to-man coverage, what he's saying is,
no, he didn't say no.
Straight or no.
he didn't say no. What he said was no. He actually said the opposite, Rich. He said we thought that their passing game was basically, we talked about it all week, that they have a passing game that we're going to have to defend and yada, yada, yada. Bro, listen, man. There's no excuse to lose against Middle Tennessee. Mm-hmm. But when it rains, man, you said it in the group meet, dog. You can't stop the rain. When it starts rolling downhill, dog, it's rolling on everybody. I'm sure Mario was tripping over the court on the sideline. And Jake, somebody had to. Sometimes it takes that motherfucker, that gangster, to pull you out of it, and it ran out. They ran out of time. I mean, E1, what's going on, bro?
Yo, y'all hear me?
What's going on?
What's up?
Yeah, we get you.
What's up? First thing first. We went straight to the quarterbacks, right? First, to start with Mario. Mm-hmm. We came out flat. You said it was uninspired. I understand it was a rain delay that might have played a part and all that, but if you come to play, you come to play. So we came out flat. I think that's the main thing. One, then Gaddis, then it trickled down, start at the top, then Gaddis and all of them. TVD could be as bad as any quarterback. There's worse quarterbacks than him in the country. First drive, that's supposed to be the easiest drive. You got to this is what you practicing you practicing this all week. We done seen teams like Texas A&M. Remember their first drive? The first script, it looked like they was good on offense. After that, they didn't do
the first drive of the half and the first drive of the game. They looked awesome, didn't they?
Yeah, because you practice what you hammer. It's them 10 plays you got. You practicing these 10 plays all week. We can't execute the first 10 play. Bad read, bad throw, late throw, whatever. Then y'all telling me, Jake, I think Jake should play the rest of the way. Because I think, to me, when you make a QB change, no matter if he good or not, if you got to keep him in. I don't think you can't put TVD back no more. To me, unless it's an injury. But to me, you keep him in. I think you keep him in. Maybe he better suited for this offense. But speaking on the offense, you had a call-in show before the year. I called in because you was talking about what's got his offense. It was just, all season we had much to talk about. I told y'all, I say, you don't bring this offense to Miami. This slow-paced off, just like people say, oh, you don't bring the 3-4 defense to Miami because our kids don't play down in here. Central, they got more, they switch it up, they don't have them big, because we getting them now, but we don't have them big nose tackles down here and all that. We don't have them slow offenses down here. Everybody is spread out. You getting Romello Brinson, and you slowing them down. You getting Bashar, you slowing them down. You getting Jacoby, you slowing them down. Even Arroyo, they don't do that in Texas. They open the thing up. So to me, but I'm growing to expect it, because this is what Mario wants. To me, the offense gathers, he calling the plays, but the philosophy part of it is what Mario wants. We knew this, he want to run the ball, physical, tough and physical, grind out the games. That's what he wants. So it is what it is. With Jake, I think we got to see more. Everybody want to crown him now, but we did the same with TVD. We crowned him, then we're going to tear him down. So I got to see more. I don't think the offense is going to, I think it's footwork. We got to remember, you know how you talking about, it's the quarterback that played for Gulliver, and you were saying he had a quarterback coach his whole life or something like that?
Haggard, yeah.
Haggard. That's what I think the difference is with Jake and TVD. Medi, you was like, oh, how is TVD just learning this? I don't think he had his first quarterback coach was probably Rozier.
Probably.
Before Jake got here, he had a quarterback coach. Some kids just don't. Some of them been throwing the ball their whole life. They don't know that your feet gotta follow your progressions. You gotta be active in the play. You gotta step in the throws on your third drop. This curl gonna be there if you don't get it like the first throw. If it ain't open on your drop, you don't throw it.
Right.
They're not teaching him. And I don't think Ponce's quarterback coaching style fits Gaddis' offense. Ponce run offenses that's down here.
I agree.
So I don't think that fits.
Ponce is waiting in the wings, a conflict of interest. That was Gaddis. I'd be like, E2 Brute. Y'all don't know where they come from.
Yeah.
Y'all know where they come from?
Shakespeare.
Y'all know where they come
Caesar.
from.
So
Yes,
I don't think
that's kind of weird, boo. That's kind of weird.
Right.
Shout out to Sean Rounds, man. Shout out to Sean Rounds, 1999.
And we got to get the steal. With steal,
we got to get the steal.
Yeah, like
get the steal, bro. Huh?
That's like we focused on the offense. I think the worst part of the day was the defense. Even the offense, we got a quarterback change. Man, it's no way we getting bombed by Middle Tennessee. Like
1 second, he won.
Yeah, you been blinking. Huh?
I know ain't who I think it is.
You know.
Oh shit! Here
1
we
second,
go.
he won.
This man got the graphics.
This the Jordan one?
Oh shit!
Light skin Jordan's in the corner.
Longley, 6 guard from North Carolina. Got Ron Hopper on that team.
Mm-hmm.
6'6", Coach Hayes. Coach Hayes is birthday.
What it was on, boy, it was going crazy on Coach Hayes' show earlier, man.
They was.
Sorry about that. I had to bring my dog in, dog.
Nah, that's a good one. Yeah, Coach Hayes' show fresh after the game, they be I don't know how you do all that.
God, it was 900 people in there ready to kill him.
Let me get one thing in. First of all, listen, if you're trying to comment and you can't comment, it's because only the football villains, the people in the members, the YouTube members commenting right now. I'll open it up in a second, but if you want to join, it's like $2.99. There's nothing. If you care that much. If you care that much.
Join up then. But yeah.
So we got Hayes in here, man. Hey, you just did a whole 8-hour show, dog. I just knew you would sleep somewhere, bro.
I don't sleep, dog. I don't sleep. I plug in. I charge up. I got a cord right here. Look, plug that thing right in my neck and sit right here. I don't move.
I'm
hot. I'm hot.
Hey, Chris said he poured out his Kool-Aid today.
Can I tell you something? I don't even. I just came to chill because I canceled all my plans tonight. Like, for real, I was supposed to go out and make bad decisions. And shout out to the Miami Hurricane. For real. For real, I was finna drink beer, drive fast, and make bad decisions. And thank God for the Miami Hurricane. They saved my life tonight, dog. That's the silver lining in this whole thing.
Shout out to V3T Talk, man, for becoming.
That's crazy.
For the member, man. Shout out to V3T Talk for becoming a member. Shout out to Big Q, man. Who that is? Coach Tony Elliott.
He won his game today, didn't he?
We just look so slow. We just look so. Somebody said we look so separated. I mean, Coach Hayes, you know everybody think you hate Mario, though.
I know, and I don't know why. I'm the same one on all these videos that say, "Guys, relax, we're okay." And he kicked me in the ass today. Am I lying? Like, people think because I think, and I don't say this like boastfully, but I say this. I think that because in my show I bring it from a coach's perspective, I'm speaking of coaching from a coach's way. It's not a fan way, and I'm telling you what's about to happen. Because I've seen it. And Mario knows this. That's why I've already told you, I have not even seen it. I guarantee Mario went in the press conference and he's talking about it's my fault. I got to fix it. And he said all these things that coaches say because he knows. And you know what's funny? I tell people everything that I say today, go watch his press conference on Monday. I guarantee you we got the same sentiments. We say the same exact thing. I guarantee. Go watch it. Go cross-reference what I say and what he says. Because we look at it through the same lens. But when I say it before it happens, I'm a hater.
When you said exactly what? When you saying what? That is going
so
to be
when
a
I'm
process.
I never heard
it don't just flip on like that.
Yes. When I don't give expectations.
Miami ain't got no game changers, is what you was saying.
Bro, I'm telling you that. I've like when I say you, I'm speaking in general. I've said that to people. And then when I take the words of the fan base and turn them back on them, they get mad. Here's a prime example. I just did this shit. Oh, Mario, Manny Diaz, because they kept trying to blame Manny for today's law. Manny Diaz, these are Manny Diaz players.
Yep.
And I said, listen, go cross-reference some of these same guys, a lot of these same guys that Manny Diaz have on this roster. I guarantee go look and see if Oregon offered them. I guarantee Oregon offered them.
Yeah.
You don't think if you're Mario Cristobal, you don't offer James Williams. You don't go get Tyreek Stevenson out the portal. You don't go get Leonard Taylor. You don't go get Rooster. You
He
don't.
recruited Tay. Yeah.
Oh look, Henry Parrish. You allowed him to come to your team. Jaleel Skinner. He personally went to go get to keep. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, so stop trying to make excuses. Like, that's what I don't like. But yet I'm a hater, and I'm not. And that's in for Mario. I'm saying, bro, these are the same guys. Middle Tennessee, I don't care who you recruit. You're at the University of Miami, Power 5. You're not supposed to lose to these people. Nope. This has nothing to do with a Mario. This has nothing to do with a Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz talking about blue and white. He a Nittany Lion. He gone. Somebody
got a radio or something going in their back. Somebody, who that is?
Somebody might. It's YouTube. It's the show. Somebody might have the show on. Had a YouTube up or something because I can hear us repeating.
They got a TV on. That's what happened.
Yeah. Okay. No, man. I don't listen. Today is exactly like coaching because this is what AJ talks about. Well, what's good coaching? Coach from Central. Well, what's good coaching? Street good coaching is getting your kids to buy in to what you're selling.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
That's how he breaks it down. It ain't about having Dalvin Cook. It ain't about having Joseph Yuri because you know what I'm saying. Problems come with them. Coaching is to get your kid. And what our coaching staff couldn't do to this group of kids today was to get them to bounce back from Texas A&M and get up for Middle Tennessee.
That's it,
bro. You can see it before the game on the field. I put it in the group. You can see it. Hey, boy, they look uninspired today, boy. And then you add on top of that a TVD pick 6, interception first play, and then now you got a ball game.
Streeter, and I don't want to take away. I want to sit back. Can't you enjoy y'all?
Let you take on my show. I'm gonna put you in the back.
Put me in the back, then. I was just trying to say, like, but I just wanted to address like the hater piece. If I was a hater, I wouldn't be hot. I'd be over here like, I told y'all so. I told y'all. Didn't I tell y'all? No, I'm hot, dog. Like,
yes or no, dog? Do you want to see Mario fail because y'all got fired on y'all day off together? Yes or no?
No.
No.
All right. Just put it out there. All right. We're gonna put it out there. Yes or no? Do you have any resentment for Mario because he maybe choose you, maybe not choose you out for being asleep in the goddamn classroom while he was teaching? Yes or no?
No.
Nah, I think you give it. I think you give it to him raw, but people just remember you wanting the guy from Ole Miss to come, and people ain't gonna let that go.
And I haven't even brought. And now Haiti would be now. See, I told y'all if we would have had Lane Kiffin, then that would be hating because I'm constantly making comparisons. I haven't even brought that man's name up.
Right.
See, Haiti would be. See, now look, Lane Kiffin would have never let this happen. That would be Haiti. That would be Haiti. No, I'm telling you that I know these are things are going to happen after 23 years of doing this. You know, like you've been around, you've seen it. I mean, I did not expect this now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't expect this out of this group. I really didn't. With the SEAL Team 6 of coaching and all of that stuff they talking about. But at the end of the day, bro, what I saw today, and again, defense has some. I saw a young man drowning, and we standing in the water next to him, and we didn't want to pick his head out of the water. TVD was drowning, dog. And I'm putting it on I don't even tweet like that. I never got out my seat from the pregame show. I sat here to do some stuff on the computer, the game start, and I'm watching this. So I get on Twitter and I'm like, please, coach, go look at my Twitter feed. Please, coach, take him out. He's hurting. He's drowning. Then I even put a snapshot of his eye. His eyes are telling you, coach, the story. Get him out.
I didn't have to wait. Hayes, I said that Tuesday after we interviewed him.
Coach, I think
TVD looks like the little TVD before he became the North Carolina State TVD. He looked bothered. I said it. He looked bothered. He looked at small this week. He looked at like the pressure was getting to him. When he threw that first interception, I wasn't surprised. Go ahead, Manny.
No, I think they was expecting him to pull off that miraculous second half shit that he was doing last season. And I think they held him too long before they realized that shit wasn't going to fly.
I saw, but here's about coaching. You look into a kid's eyes, you know he ain't got it. When you look at them shits glazed over, I'm being honest, y'all laughing, but I'm talking from a coach. I've seen kids get in there, the stage that got too big. He's not gonna pull himself out the game, right? Because he think he can swim. But I tell people all the time, most people drown because they panic. He's in panic mode to try to make a big play, and you're digging the hole deeper and deeper. Even if you put TVD in there, here's a great thing in coaching. You take Jake, put him in for one drive, and you walk. I'm right here with my arm around the kid. All right, see right here, TVD, listen. We're going to come back and run the same series of plays. But see this read? This is the read. You look at it from the sideline. Get a kid a life preserver. And I said in the pregame show, if a position is struggling, the coaching staff has to help them out. He's drowning, dog.
So listen,
don't embarrass.
Right. I mean, no, you're right. But you're right. So Jaden Harris and Malik Curtis. Jaden Harris, my little homie. Malik Curtis in the game. Malik Curtis last year, I met him. I told y'all he looked like a Burger King kid. He had to put on some weight before he get a chance to play. But he told me, like, listen, man, I just want to get on the field. I don't care if it's offense or defense. Any clue, Rich, Cal, because y'all ain't said nothing in a while. Any clue why we will be so deep in our defensive backfield and putting these kids in the game?
Shit. Again, that's what we go back to earlier when we was talking about shit being systemic. You know what I'm saying? I was saying the other day, like I said this the other day on your show, I thought that Blaze would be better going back to safety, but that motherfucker had more of an impact at corner. And it seemed like, and if they've been training him all off season to do all these multiple things, he should be in your corner depth. We shouldn't have went to Harris. You know, we maybe shouldn't have even went to Curtis after you saw what happened, you know, the 2 games before. He ain't ready. You don't want to put freshmen out there. So, you know, Blaze should have been in there as one of the corners.
Cal, wait a minute, 1 second. Am I miscounting or something? Because they were 4 wide receivers, right? Tyreek goes down, right? But they were in the game before Porter went down. Porter went down after, right?
Yeah, Porter went down after.
Were they forced to be in the game? Am I miscounting? Like, we don't have them in the
That's what I was. When Harris got burnt, that's the thing I started thinking. I started counting in my head. I just didn't finish doing it because I was so busy. But I had the same thought process. Why are they in the game?
I think Couch went down 2 series, so they had to put Jaden in at star.
At star, Jaden got in at star.
Yeah, on 19. No, who's 19? 19 on that.
When
I didn't know he was. I didn't know he was lined up.
But he got.
I didn't know he was lined up.
Yeah, Couch got back. Yeah, I'm saying that one series. That's when Jaden got in. I'm saying.
Yeah, when Jaden got bombed, and they put Couch back in.
Bro, listen.
So go
ahead.
No, I was just saying. So where was Gill? If he got in at star, where the hell was Gill?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he plays the strong side linebacker. I think in the nickel packages, dime packages, I don't think he played. They don't want him.
Correct.
I don't think they want him. I think they want Couch. Sometimes he move Reek in there. I don't think they want Gill covering the slots.
I got you. If I'm being honest, games play all games. Well, Gilbert Fryson played today. I think is it.
Yeah. That's why I don't know why they ain't try to move him to inside to like weak side linebacker. Because I think he should be on the field.
Right.
I can't play weak side linebacker. I can't play weak side linebacker, guys. If Kevin Steele said himself, well, when we're in this personnel package, I'm the wheel. I'm in the same position. But if they're in that personnel package, I'm the jack. And if they come out in 12 personnel, I'm in the same standing position, but then I'm the damn beaver. And in that position, I mean, fuck, it's 9 different positions.
Yeah. You know what Kevin Steele actually said? What he said in his press conference this week? What he actually said was that they asked him why can't Caleb come in and play weak side? Something they asked him like that. They put them on, and he said,
playing with flag.
Yeah, he said, listen, because he's a middle linebacker. That's not what he is. He said you can't put the running back at quarterback, and he said it like that. Like if he's a middle linebacker, he ain't you can't just. And he said it like dummies. You can't just move him to. It's not the same thing. Yeah, that's how he kind of stated it, man.
I'm gonna be honest in regards to Steele because we haven't really touched on him yet or the defense as a whole, but I think Steele And we talked about Cam talking about it, right? Steele's Super Bowl was that Jimbo offense, and I think there was a little letdown from him because I think he wanted to really. I don't know what personal history they got behind them in the past or whatever, but it seemed like on the play calling side as well, Steele probably was a little bit underwhelming, being caught up on what happened last week because I think he felt like that because that defense looked completely different from this week's defense, and that defense got better players on it. Granted, a couple guys got suspended, but there's no way you telling me that a 5'7", 150-pound wide receiver is something that you don't plan for.
This is the first offense that actually go take the top off the defense. Every other offense we played, they bomb you here and there, but then they slow it down. This is the first one to actually test our secondary. So
but this ain't the first one. He don't see his motherfucker been coaching for 80 years. Like, what the hell?
That's
no,
true.
I get it, you I get what you're saying though, bro.
Still can't play cornerback.
I got you, bro.
So I don't think,
but you can't you solidify the concepts? This is what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? This is the cushion you give. This is the cushion you don't give. You play them inside. You play them out. Like, god damn.
He can do everything. He can tell them. He can show them film of everybody. He's not stopping DJ Ivy. He's not making DJ Ivy feet move. He's not like. That's why I think the defense. We just need better athletes. I'm not saying today is an excuse, but we need better athletes. These people getting outran.
Like, bro, stop.
But it's Middle Tennessee. It's Middle Tennessee, dog. I can't do that.
I'm not saying it. I'm just saying in general. I'm saying in general.
Yeah, I know, but let's keep it right here to what we just saw. And that's why I say the problem is systemic. You know what I'm saying? Because this is fucking Middle Tennessee.
I understand, but I'm saying, what can Steele do if somebody getting bombed? If they, what can he do? Instead, take them out. That's why I think we should take them out.
Right. Wait a minute. Hey, I got you. About to blow off. What's up, Hayes?
I just want to say this: if everybody had $100 and you went to the Kentucky Derby, just listen to me, guys. You went to the Kentucky Derby. How many of y'all would put y'all $100 on a 3-legged horse? No, listen to me. How many of y'all would you put your money on a 3-legged horse to win? Nobody.
Right.
So my thing is, stop putting him in positions to fail. While we press man and DJ Ivy when he don't have the foot speed. Yeah, it is Middle Tennessee, and we get caught up with logos, but that young man got wheels. You got GA, student assistant, volunteers, you got a defensive analyst, you got coaches, and nobody knew that dude had wheels. I understand as a fan base, we may not know that guy like that, but that's their job. They get paid millions of dollars to find out who the dog is. And nobody knows, hey, you know what? DJ Ivy ain't got the foot and hip speed for this dude. Let's play him off, play everything in front of him, and let's tackle this dude and hope they make an error drop balls.
But coach, if he can beat off coverage,
what defense did DJ Ivy succeed in last week? He was man up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was man up not against their dog. Their dog is Anaya Smith, 0-6.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. I
think Texas A&M have a couple dogs out there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
I know
is
one of them. Only one I know is Keith Brown, and he'll run past DJ Ivy ass, and he the 6th dog.
But he's the 7th dog. But he's a young dog. The old dog is 0-6. Them boys, the house men, them dudes run the yard.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Coach Hayes, Coach Hayes. Yeah, I pointed that out the streeter. Last week about A-Chain. I'm like, you only got 2 dogs, and I say some of those plays I was upset with Steele because A-Chain was getting loose coming out the flat, and it's like nobody was on him. You know what I'm saying? It's like when they put the safeties on him, it was shut down. When they put the linebackers on him, he got loose. You know your linebackers can't cover him, so why do you consistently keep doing that? Why didn't you just leave the safeties on him? So things like that we do have to look at, bro.
I said that in the video. Good, bad, and ugly. I said. Yeah.
Kane Football, talk to us, man. You got a question? Where you calling from? Kane Football, you here? You got to be back there about an hour. You got a question, bro? Unmute your mic. Okay, I'll bring him back in when he ready to unmute his mic. You ready
Yeah,
yet, dog?
Hey, if I'm being honest though, that
I was just saying, like, no, I get it, man, but I just feel like, bro, like we putting guys in positions to fail, and this dude can run. Our kid can't run. And here's another thing.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
There you go, Hazel. King football. What's going on? Where you calling from, dog?
What's up, Orlando, Florida, man? Coach Hayes know who this is. Kane football talk, man.
Man, look here. That's Coach Cristobal playing with you, man. Like, man, get off the line, man. Let me stop, man. I'll be like, Coach Hayes, hey, Coach Mario.
No, man, on some real, man. We look real slow on everything, man. I ain't gonna lie. TVD just didn't look like the quarterback that we've been like, you know, been hyping all off season. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. It was a roller coaster ride, I know, for all of us, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't really got too much to say on, but it's just like, man, why? Like, why is all this stuff happening right now? Like, I understand.
Can y'all hear somebody talking? Or what we doing?
No, y'all hear me?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead. I hear you.
No, I'm saying why. Like, all I'm saying is like why. Like why is we going through this on the Middle Tennessee or Texas A&M? Okay, we went through what we went through. Boom, boom, blase. You know, we did what we did. Okay, that was you know, we can expect the loss from that. But like Middle Tennessee, man, it's like a head scratcher, especially like our offensive line. I'm not gonna lie. When I watched the game, the offensive line, they just got bullied all game. Like they didn't. It's like as soon as the line jumped, the defensive line was already in the backfield. In the running and towards the running back and the offensive and the quarterback by the time the ball got handed off. Like it just didn't make sense. Don't get me wrong, Jay Garcia, he looked it good. He needed more time, but I feel like this wasn't they waited too late to pull TVD for me.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Jakai Clark said, whoever keep calling, listen, I'm finna send you a link, bro. You can't call in that way. Jakai Clark said they wasn't prepared. He said it straight up. I don't know if he's gonna get in trouble for that, but he said we wasn't prepared. We didn't prepare like we should, and we come in here unprepared. Dog, I'm not gonna say the loss doesn't bother me, but I think through a process, there's growing pains. I do. I think I told you they look uninspired. They not, you know what I'm saying? This ain't the national championship team. You 7-6 last year. You can't show up uninspired. But maybe they think they're better than they really was, and now he can strip this thing and he can go back and he can slap people in the head and he can do whatever he got to do because you just got to be man to man by Middle Tennessee. Not once, not twice, not. Somebody still keep calling me. Philip Buchanan sent me a stat. I ain't even read all these messages. Middle Tennessee today, 71-yard touchdown pass, 89-yard touchdown pass, 69-yard touchdown pass, 98-yard touchdown pass. Cristobal talking about we need more explosive plays. We got a goddamn dynamite put.
Y'all want to hear another stat? You want to hear another stat, Street?
What's up?
Miami is the first Power 5 team to have 3 turnovers in the first quarter this year.
What?
Yep.
Tired of breaking records.
You know who's the first team that who's the first Power 5 team to have 3 turnovers in the first quarter last year?
Miami
against FSU.
What was the third turnover?
The fumble. He threw 2 picks and there was a fumble by Henry Parrish.
Jalen Knight fumbled.
Oh yeah,
Knight in the Parrish.
Wow.
I think it was
Jalen Knight fumbled.
Doggone, where you calling from, Doggone?
It's Dogon. Appreciate that, but
it's Dogon. Yeah, man, I was absent that day. Where you calling from, dog?
I'm here in Austin, but I'm from Carroll City, bro. I don't know what Miami Gardens is. I'm from Carroll City, so.
What's going on, man? Talk to me, man.
Sock by say, man. Yes,
Sock by say, bro.
Hold down for hate, you know?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? So, Yeah, man. I just wanted to I mean, there's so much to talk about in this game. But the lack of inspiration has been mentioned before from the gate. We lost that game in the first couple minutes. And it was bizarre. That was the most bizarre first quarter I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that. Like as soon as the quarter was over, I was like, "What the hell did I just look at?" And like from everything, from the players just looking lackluster. I didn't think I would see this from all the interviews that we heard all off season leading up to all of this stuff. Like everybody seemed to have a different mentality, and it seemed to have gone all out the window. Playing to the level of your competition is one thing, but to have, I mean, you should have shout out to Middle Tennessee for showing up, but those guys they look like high schoolers, a lot of them,
Middle
and
Tennessee.
yeah, and
Were you at the game?
No, I was at the Texas A&M game. I drove to College Station. I went to that. And
You did? No,
yeah,
listen. I was trying to take pictures when they were in the end zone to show you guys how smaller than us they were.
I mean, you could
They
see
were
it on
tiny.
TV, bro.
You can see it on TV?
Yeah,
you can see it on TV, bro. And there were just moments where I'm hashtag don't blame the players. That's me. I don't like blaming people, but today there was a lot of stuff where the players. There was some players was like, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" And I'm a big James Williams fan. Still think the guy, he's a dog. I still think that, but he has these moments where he's just trying to strip the ball instead of tackling.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like, hey, bro, wrap up. Corey Flagg was getting sucked up into the offensive line, and then the middle's wide open. The quarterback just running up the middle, just getting 3 yards. It was just so many things where it was just like, where's the adjustments? Where's the chess match in the game? There was no chess match at all. And historically, we've been watching this as Canes fans, where the teams they've clearly scouted us. They clearly had their pregame stuff ready for us, and it's like we're just running our run-of-the-mill stuff. Like, hey, y'all better beat us. And it's like, hey, where's the chess match within the game? Didn't see it going on. We were getting blown off the ball in many occasions. They kept stacking the box. Clearly, there's a one-on-one out there. Throw it up top. We didn't do it until Garcia got in the game. So there was a lot of things going on, man.
I don't think nobody told Garcia to do that. I think TVD decided to throw the ball to Latson Wednesday, and I think Garcia is a different animal.
Yeah. Now that I agree with.
So I got a question for you, Doug. If Garcia started that game, do we win that game?
Yeah, hands down. And this is why.
So Abby don't get burned, Jaden Smith don't get burned, none of that happens.
Right. So check me out. So there's a couple things that happen. So when this is and Street, I appreciate you going to the interviews and all that stuff. But one thing that I think that the players should do, if I was Cristobal, I would shut down player interviews. I think they need to stop talking to those reporters. And this is why.
Anyway.
But check me out. I think they're getting too much exposure. I think they're getting too much going on. And all the questions that was being asked from the Texas A&M game, I don't think they were really ready for this game. They overlooked their opponent clearly.
That's a good point, though. That's a good point. Because we didn't even ask them about Middle Tennessee. It was like they wasn't. Yeah.
It's like they didn't exist. And so with all of that going on, I don't know what's going on behind closed doors where people are evaluating, hey, man, we hung in there with Texas A&M, but check this. Yeah, Texas A&M won today, but Texas A&M is Jimbo Fisher. They're anemic, bro. Their offense is anemic. It's nothing to sit on what they're doing. and so yeah, but clearly, Middle Tennessee saw what we were doing, and they said, hey, they can get exposed if we do X, Y, and Z. And again, that's the chess match that goes on before the game, and then you have to have a chess match within the game. And once there was no adjustments being made, then I mean, even when Garcia was pushing the ball downfield, I was like, are we even going to stop them when they get the ball back? And clearly we couldn't.
We didn't.
So
We did not.
So yeah,
no, you're gonna listen. You're gonna appreciate this. We sitting in the media room, me, Benjamin from Keynes County, and they're saying, "How was we able to stop Texas A&M offense, and we can't stop Middle Tennessee offense?" I said, "Y'all are looking at logos. This offense is way better than Texas A&M offense." I don't know what y'all looking at, but this offense is wide open. Their quarterback is 28 years old, and he's out here playing with his balls hanging out the uniform. Texas A&M couldn't do a thing. He's talking about, we stopped them from going deep. No, they never threw the ball deep.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah, and
But that's how people look at game. People look at logos. They look at, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
Cal.
Oh no, real quick. I was just gonna say, but a part of that, yeah, we could say that about the logo part, but that do kind of mean something because the offense may be wide open, but you can't explain to me why why are they competitive in the trenches?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they linemen gonna be ass, but like I know we got a better brand of player in the trenches, and you know that goes towards the passing game too. So, but go ahead, dog. I'm gonna keep cooking, bro.
Mario said, this is what he said. Mario said they had an extra man in there, and we weren't picking them up. And he said we know how to pick them up, and we weren't picking them up.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching Wholesome One did a film review this morning. He released it this morning, and he said it in his thing. They send more people than you can block. And Wholesome One is at the crib doing film analysis. He's not one of the analysts getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever.
Right.
So I mean, as fans, we clearly see what's going on. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but but yeah, man, disappointed on many levels, bro. I can't point my finger at one person for this. I mean, it was across the board.
Shout out to Keyshawn Smith, man, and him and his mama.
Yeah, Keyshawn.
Shout out to Keyshawn Smith. That man ran another kickoff back, and they put his mama on the jumbotron, and she was having a blast while he was getting her ass kicked.
I didn't see that. Hell no.
She turned around, and everybody started yelling, "That's my baby!" And I'm like, "We down 21."
She didn't think about that. She like, shit, 2 more years, I'm rich. She didn't think about that.
No. His kickoff return actually put us down 14, and it kind of gave us hope again. And then they offense took the field.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I'm honestly as a Canes fan, I'm tired of watching our teams get out schemed and out coached. And today we got out schemed and out coached. And
you know what? I don't look at it. I look at it like, bro. I mean, I don't know, man. I may be a softy haze, but I look at it like I could see them before the game uninspired. While we here, I could see it, right? And then you go in there, and then TVD falls apart, like completely falls apart. Now they up 21, and I said it. I said, I hope we get down 21. I want to see them open it up. Somebody text me, dog. We down 21. You said it. Oh shit. I said, well, we ain't gonna come back with TVD at quarterback because he is broken. But I don't. I don't see all these. The house caught on fire today. It did. But I put it all. I put it all back to them coming in uninspired, unfocused, thinking about losing last week, and then the shit just breaks apart during the game. So we can't point at Ivy. It's all unfocused. You know what I'm saying? And one loss turns into 2 losses because you wasn't ready to play this game. Every game is a story. This does not make me feel like when we go into North Carolina, we can't stand up to North Carolina. We blocked Texas A&M.
Right.
We know they had dogs on defensive line. No, every game is a story, dog. Every game is. Now, we took a bunch of injuries today. Now, that was weird. These people beat us and beat us up. So I look at it just like they came out uninspired. Like John Ruiz spent a bunch of money. Y'all ain't good yet.
You know, Street, that's funny you say that. Like I say, right? Like dog just say right here. Is it Dragon? What is it? Oh, Dagon. Am I saying that right? I hate
Dogon.
appreciate it. I hate mispronouncing people's names. So Dogon said, Wholesome sitting at home breaking this down. And we got the YouTube cut. They got 5 different angles.
Mm-hmm.
They get 5 different angles of this. They get the wide end zone, the wide sideline, the close up. Like they got 5 angles of each play. We got the YouTube cut, right? And we can see this. But to your point, Streeter, to his point, to your point is, dog, like I said, you Streeter, right? You Footballville, and you can see it. You have to be able to look into the eyes of your soldiers before they go to war if they ain't ready. People laugh at this, but y'all remember Year of the Bull when they put him in that shower? If you ever played in Dade County, you went in that shower at Trav Powell. It wasn't no Sandusky going on. It was some left hooks going on in that thing. You understand? Because I'm going to just tell you, when I was at Norland, we played Crop. Crop come out splitting us. We go in that halftime, get in the shower. Everybody know, put a helmet on, mouthpiece in. I ain't coaching no more. I can tell the story. Get a fine off on that thing. I told them players, you fighting for a national letter of intent, they fighting for a Letterman jacket. You going, hey, they go home in the BMW, you get home on the BUS. I'm just being real. And you got to, I said all that to say, Crystal Ball and his staff, you see your guys' eyes glazed over. You got to find a way to fire them up. Whatever that is, you got to know your guys because this is going to happen.
Tell me why my defense not working. That's what Max was saying. Tell me why my defense not working. Mayweather running all over him in the ring. Bow. Tell me why my defense ain't working.
What happened in the second half? What happened in the second half, Street? They came out there and smashed them dudes. And all he said was, tell me why my defense ain't working. He took that glove and went to town. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
Man, I remember. You do have to do like.
Najee Kelly came to the Dillard game after, and I was wondering why Najee Kelly wanted to take 2 ass whippings in one night. You know what I'm saying? Because Central was tearing over Dillard ass tonight. After Antoine Jackson got hurt, Chris Johnson got knocked out the game by Stankhorn. Najee Kelly took 2 L's. Then it started raining on him. What'd you say, KB?
Oh no, I was just tagging on to what Hayes said. You have to do that thing. You have to like wake those guys up. Like I remember I was on JV. I remember Ryan Shazier, his father was one of our coaches on JV. He's a preacher. That man came in there at halftime. Y'all playing like a bunch of pussies. Like, oh shit, we got the preacher cussing. You know what I'm saying? Shit, like it wake you up. Like you have to do things like that. So like Coach Hayes said, you got to recognize it. And you got to do something about it. You can't just go out there and hope it's gonna work out.
NDW say he played for you, Coach Hayes. Who this is? NDW Mobile?
I don't know. That's some code name. I mean, I don't know who that is, but if I don't know if you got a DM me on Twitter. I'll check it right now. NDW Coach Hayes.
We got Mara Pope's sister in here. Shout out to Mara Pope's sister, man. I want to ask her a question. When the fans was getting on Mark Pope last year and saying he couldn't catch and stuff, as a sister, did that bother you, or you just was like, man, fuck them people? How did you handle that when they was getting on Mark Pope? Mark Pope had a nice little game last week for Jackson State.
It was very clear that Mark Pope was coached at a D1 program, and them dudes playing for APT.
He had all the confidence in the world running around out there, didn't he?
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's
breaking
crazy?
tackles and shit.
The reason why he was out there on punt return is because the kid we was chasing, Kevin Coleman, had muffed a bunch of punts and turned the ball over to the other team. Yeah. So he was like, oh, fuck it, throw Pope out there. See what he do.
Jackson State is what league? How do you find Jackson State on ESPN? Where are they? The SWAC?
Yeah, SWAC.
Nah, bro, the day was ugly, man. And it was raining, man. The fans was booing. But I said I was going to get on Jake. So listen, when Jake comes in the game, first thing we see, because I talked to Malik Rosier before the game, and he said, watch TVD feet. Yep. He said his feet is planted, and he was trying to learn how to he's trying to learn how to go through his progressions, but his feet isn't. When Jake got in that game, me and Twan looked at Jake's feet, boy. Happy feet. Them things. Jake, you know what I'm saying? Because Jake can get up out of there and run the ball. But Jake is just a different animal. He's a. I had somebody tell me today, man, TVD should have went with Lashley, and I feel bad for him, bro. I feel bad for him because how do you go? Because if he doesn't get back in that game, and it's almost like he went from Ben's $2 million NIL deal, first round draft pick, to oh shit, these wide receivers can catch.
But I have to say this. I have to say this. We crowned them too fast. And when I say we, I say the media. But that's their job. Their job is to sell clicks and newspapers or whatever they sell. Digital media, whatever it is. You can't give a guy even for what he did as well as he played, it was not Heisman worthy last year, regardless of what we think. Let's be honest. It was way better than what we're accustomed to, but it wasn't Heisman worthy. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like it looked 100 times better than what we're used to, but that 100 times better was like a B- average. So you like, yeah, boy, we looking real good. So that's hot. No, nah, dog. Like,
is that really true though? That man put up some crazy numbers, bro. I don't know if that's really true.
Yeah, that's true, man. Look, come on, man. When you talk about Heisman ain't always about your stat. It is about the stats, but it's also about how you do it, right? Like when I looked at Bryce Young play Texas, man, this dude looking down the barrel of the shotgun, taking shots to the face, dropping dimes.
Yeah.
Dropping dimes. I'm talking about. Now, I'm not saying that this system doesn't fit him and it's hurting him. I believe that 100% as well. But I just think that, like I said, we crowned him too fast with the pre-Heisman thing, the ACC. Maybe the ACC, I get that. I just feel like when you give somebody too much too fast, they get complacent. But that's really not our fault. This. Remember, sports and entertainment. This is an entertainment genre, right? Like they there to sell tickets, newspaper clicks, and all the other stuff. They finna light TVD ass up tomorrow. Everybody from the athletic to everybody. I don't give a shit about that boy feelings.
Mm-hmm. But I think he had some of the same flaws last year. It's just he didn't have to like it was a different offense, so the flaws was lower because he's like 7-on-7 with that type of offense.
But he had a scapegoat in Charleston Rambo.
Yeah, he did.
That's true. That's true. But I think with that offense, period, it's easier for him. It fit him better.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now his flaws kind of get put in the spotlight. But I think he had the same. Yeah, he had the same type of flaws last year. But the media, like you said, the media is not gonna be like, oh, his footwork bad. He's throwing 300 yards. They don't care.
I mean, yeah, TVD was doing that last year, locking on one receiver. Like he'll do that. He'll just lock on Rambo the whole time and then just throw it to him. But the thing with Lashley offense, it was just so wide open.
Yeah,
that it just allowed. Yeah, man, it just allowed for him to do that. But with this Gaddis thing, with this air quote pro style stuff, and he's locking in on these guys when they're not being schemed open. He has to make actual throws. When I was at the Texas A&M game, and TVD was off in those games and that game, I was thinking more like he's not. These windows are so tight that he's throwing it away from people because he doesn't want it to get picked off. But today, I don't know what the hell that was. I mean, he was throwing it anywhere.
Hey, hold on, Rick. Hey, somebody sleep? Rich sleep?
Rich sleep.
Yeah. Rich on Turkey sorrows.
I just texted him 2 minutes ago. Hey, dog, you sleep? I ain't even hear him.
It's been a long day for us, bro. It's been a long day.
It is. It's been a long day though. Nah, you right. Half the chat probably
12:43, dog.
Half the chat probably half drunk.
But even with TVD and the new system, last year with Lashley, he always had a play that's somebody gonna be wide open.
Right.
So how come we don't see nothing? He's staying at one man, like the flea flicker, like something like that. Like we had that one. Mm-hmm. Lashley schemed people open. He didn't have a complete offense where it was multiple with the run game and all that. But he get when we needed 7, he called up some and we got 7.
Right.
So I don't understand with this offense. I know it don't fit, but it's like You don't got a play that's like, okay, we back against the wall. This play we got to run it right now. How is
Right.
that? Like, where is that at?
I'm with you, E. I'm with you, E.
It was on two
Lastly,
plays.
whether it's Brevin Jordan, Mallory, Harley will be wide open. These people, you telling me that Rambo and Harley broke records? They good. You telling me 2 undrafted receivers make it or break in the offense?
That's what I said last. Didn't I say that on the other show?
Like,
That's all you missing is those 2 guys. You telling me our offense got that bad from those 2 guys? That don't make no sense.
And once again, that's why I can't understand why this focus is suddenly on Gaddis' offense, because the first 2 passes Jake threw, one for 38, the next one for 22. The 2 people who've been struggling with TVD in the center. So help me understand, how is it the offense if the first one was 22 to Will Mallory underneath. He schemed him wide open. Mallory caught it, got some yards after the catch. The second play was a ball that got Keyshawn to the 1 yard line that he should have scored on, but he ended up getting tackled short of the 1 yard line. So who is it to blame?
I don't think it's one person. I think it's a mixture of both. I think offense is not as wide open as Lashley, so we got to methodically go downfield. It's gonna take. You got to run your route at 5 yards. You at 7, it's gonna be bad. If you don't turn around this, it's gonna be bad. So it's a combination of things that got to make it right. With Lashley offense, Rambo just got to beat his man. So you get what I'm saying? Jake probably fit better. I understand what you're saying, but it's not that just the receivers struggling. I think it's all of them. I think it's
all of it.
Bunch of, yes, all of it. It's just not. I think Gaddis is a good OC.
I'm really watching them both right now. The first play, Will Mallory.
Yeah, but we can't 31. Go one play and then think that, like, I don't think we could make a judgment of one play.
What I'm saying is, 31. We've been trying to run to 8-man box all day, right? That's what a bunch of people said. Why does make you run to 8-man boxes? Why we can't get no push on offensive line? 3rd and 1. Jake's in a shotgun. Fakes the snap. Leaks out Mallory in the flat. Or fakes the handoff. Leaks Mallory out in the flat. Mallory's down the sideline for 22. Next play, fake the snap, pump fakes. Those are dot to Keyshawn in stride.
Right.
Short of the 1. Once again, we got to figure out what we pointing this blame at, because we keep saying why Lashley could come up with these plays and then Jake came in 2 plays suddenly.
I think
I'm
not pointing it at one person. That's what
right.
I'm just saying it's flaws in this offense. It's flaws in Lashley offense. It's flaws in both. Just because Jake get in and TVD was bad and Jake played good, that don't mean some of the calls Gaddis made wasn't bad when TVD was in. That don't mean some of the receivers wasn't actually dropping the ball when TVD was in.
And my thing is that with Lashley, because we're in college, man, these guys are still learning, developing, and growing. And so Lashley's offense was dummy proof.
Right.
Anybody can get thrown in there. I can watch college football games across the nation where talent is not as good as ours, and their coaches are scheming people open because they make dummy proof type of offenses where you can throw anybody in there and they're throwing for 200 or 300 yards. And so the thing is, with Gaddis' offense, to me, I think it's a little too slow and too methodical. And in order to actually execute, like Streeter said, Garcia is different. The way he climbs the pocket, his pocket maneuverability, his footwork is A1 in my opinion. And so when you throw Garcia in there, Garcia is dropping a dime because he can do all of those things because he's not a regular college quarterback. And so to me, I just think that when you're dealing with college athletes, when you got receivers that can't get separation, there has to be ways that you get them open. And my thing is that Lashley did a good job of doing that. Look at what he's doing with SMU right now. He's just doing the same old thing. And so I'd highly doubt that those SMU receivers are better than ours. And I highly doubt Middle Tennessee's receivers are better than ours. But look at what they did to us when they schemed things open.
Yeah.
So I think that Gaddis thing, I think he was inflated. I mean, Michigan people all day be talking about how that the offense was taken away from him last year. That wasn't even his offense, and they've been hollering that since we got him. So
But let me say this. Drew made this point in Kane's Unfiltered today, and because they was talking about TVD Gaddis, woo, woo, woo. And he said no, I don't want to hear any more about Gaddis. Don't get me wrong. I think I'm with E1. It's everything. It's all of it. But what he was saying was, if TVD connects on those receivers, you're not complaining about Gaddis's offense. Because at the end of the day, he was just missing receivers. Forget the reads that he missed. When he actually let the ball go, this man is not throwing the ball properly. So how much of that are we? How much are we going to be complaining about Gaddis's offense if he's actually just hitting the receivers? If he hits Redding, I don't have an excuse for him missing Redding. You can't, because at the end of the day, you rolled out, you saw him, put the ball where it needs to be. You just flat out missed the man, and that's what he's doing. But I'm with you guys on that too. There's a balance. Like, we have teams that have shitty receivers, but they can get them open. So it's up to the same way Lashley and Likens adjusted when TVD came in last year and he was struggling, and then he adjusted. Gaddis needs to be adjusting right now.
All right.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
For the record, too, USC struggled today. Oklahoma lost.
That call that Gaddis made to Parrish right before halftime when we scored. When TVD said hike and he threw the ball backwards to Parrish and then we scored a touchdown. I was like, that's an awesome call, Twan. But if that's what TVD has to do to get us in the end zone, we're dead, dog.
Yep, he put him in motion.
But that was an awesome call by Gaddis, dog.
That was a good call.
I thought that was easy, though. I was surprised.
Just to get us in the end zone. No, bro. Listen, it's simple. Parrish coming around, TVD, get him the ball. He's faster than Okie Doke at linebacker, and he just beat him to the corner. That's it.
But I saw that play coming. When he went in motion, I was like, okay, good. And I don't know how the defense didn't see that and stop it, to be honest with you. It was weird to me.
Kyle, this is why. Parrish has a running start, and Okie Doke at linebacker got it on the running start. He couldn't beat him to the corner.
Yeah.
Period. That's it. It's our athlete versus their athlete. But that's what we had to resort to, because the play before that, TVD couldn't complete the little double out where you have one in the end zone, one in front of him.
Yeah. We called it later in the game. That same play Jake missed it too. So I'm like, I don't know, man. It's
TVD just looked broken out.
Bro, listen, man. Sports have a lot to do with, like I said, the coaches get the kids up to play, the momentum in the stadium. When that momentum got turned on and Middle Tennessee started shrinking, and Jake was just throwing the ball around like this goddamn street football or something, you totally saw two different teams for a second.
Right.
Because we be acting like sports is electronic football or checkers or something. Like you move here and I move there. No, it's not really that. You know what I'm saying? It's energy. It's momentum. It's a lot of other things that we don't talk about a lot. I know it's going to be a process, though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying we should lose to Middle Tennessee. But I know if a team that's used to losing think they're good, you know what I'm saying? Think they're good and start acting like they're good, then you get slapped in the face by Middle Tennessee.
Street, where does that come from? You asked that question. You said, is this a trap game? And I said, no. I said, because we haven't done anything to where we should be smelling ourselves. Where the fuck do they get an inflated ego from? I'm confused about that.
It was that 15 by name before the season even started. We didn't even throw a ball, catch a ball, kick a ball. And we were 15. I was stunned. I was like, ain't no way we number 15. And that ain't because I'm hating. It's just like, what did we do to earn that?
Agreed.
And so, I mean, now
but
it's just
that question could be asked for most of college football, because what did A&M do to be number 6 in the country? You know
I think that's factual too. That's factual too. But that's what I'm saying. It's all this hype, bro. Like listen, bro. We'd all watched the Hurricanes for I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? I get the media hype. You know, and that was just me. That 15 by our name was media hype. I wasn't buying that. And that 6 by A&M name was media hype too.
I think because they know it's gonna be week 3 A&M versus Miami, and they need them numbers next to it so everybody could tune in.
For sure, it's all ratings. I got a question. I got more of a statement. I don't know why Marvin Bailey keeps talking about the turnover chain.
He's joking. He's joking, dog. I'm with him, but he's joking.
When we lost the turnover battle decisively, like it wasn't even close.
Turnover chain would help.
The turnover chain was going to make you throw anything better. Like
maybe help the defense. I don't know. I'm like, God damn, we took away that shit to not be distracted, and we still end up distracted.
Cam Kitchens, who I think is probably the most talented player on this team, doesn't need turnover chain hype, and the man seems to show up whenever we need him.
Some motherfuckers do, apparently. It's the kids that we got here. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I'm with you, man.
What's the question? He keeps saying we need the turnover chain.
Yeah, he fucking around.
2 hours now, man.
Huh?
Been saying bring the turnover chain back.
Somebody said
one more loss and they're gonna start questioning Cristobal, fool. It's
one more loss.
I agree.
Hayes, listen, Hayes.
Hating ass Hayes, you know he's gonna be out soon as he. One more loss, hating ass Hayes gonna be on it, boy.
Listen, man, but I'm learning, dog. Listen, I'm learning. I have to turn off I gotta stop answering some people, dog, because they give me all their bad energy. Street, what happened? What's going on with the Canes? And if I really tell them how I feel, they're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, listen, bro, the process has changed. Everything has changed in Miami. But we don't ever remember when teams are bad on their way to being good. We don't remember the process and the things that happen in the midst of that. We don't.
Just remember the 01 Kings.
I think we in it. We don't remember being happy because we beat UCLA and Adrian James ran all over them. But there was a reason we was happy because we had been bad for a while. All I'm saying is Middle Tennessee. They looked like they were half the size we were. They were talking trash late in that fourth quarter. But our guys totally overlooked them. And I think it has a lot to do with being losers for a long time, playing your ass off at Texas A&M and falling short, and then coming back home and not knowing how winners handle losing short games, and you handle it like a loser, and you jump your ass out there thinking you can run these people, and they punch you in the mouth. Obviously, they got some guys. So them dudes made some plays today, dog. Them dudes made some plays today. I don't know how good. I looked for their quarterback. It didn't work out for me this time. Their quarterback had no rating coming out of high school. Couldn't find the guy. But they ass stood up today, and they can tell their grandkids, I kicked James Williams in Miami ass in 2022.
You seen what the coach said after the game?
What?
Oh, he was saying we the tougher team. We ain't no fluke. We beat them. I put it in the group. He was talking.
He's supposed to.
Yeah.
No, he's supposed to. I was
right.
Listen, I'm just sitting here listening.
I'll tell you exactly what the fuck he said.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you something else. If I'm Middle Tennessee, I'm putting 52 up on your ass.
Yeah, straight up.
You wanna know why? Because now I can put that on my wall for recruits. I put 52 up on them.
On Miami. Yep. And now he probably hope we go on and win the ACC.
Quote, it was a black team from the very beginning.
I told him, boy, I'm like school on Saturday, boy. I ain't got no class. I'm putting 52 on them. Because guess what? Ain't no problem if Miami put 70 on Bethune. You ain't hear Bethune writing a letter telling me, y'all don't have no class. Nah, you put it on them. Put it on their ass. I ain't taking no knee. I'm trying to get 52 because guess what? I might be able to steal a dude out of South Florida that was at the game. You want to play for that? Look at me. I'm just being honest. I'm talking if I'm a coach, come on, dog. You don't think Cristobal had them same conversations when he was at Alabama? You want to play for the U? It's not the same U when I was there. You want to come to the Alabama. How you think he got them boys?
Yep.
Come on, call it what you want to call it. I'm telling you what it is. And I tell people this to Dojon, if I said that
Dogon.
correct.
Dogon,
Dogon,
yeah.
I apologize, man.
You good, man.
But it like how we talk, and I'm using you as an example, but I'm talking about fan bases.
Mm-hmm.
I would listen to how you was talking about Jake and how he came in and he can run this and this, that, and other. People had that same conversation about TVD, dog, when he took over for Gary.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Hold on. It's same fan base. The same people that been in my chat. I don't know the faces because everybody got an avatar, but I know a lot of these same names. TVD is the future. Now these same TVD sucks ass. These same people. He's the future. He understands. He's a pure quarterback. His release, his footwork. Look at his dynamic. He has a quick release. I timed it on my Casio watch. Now, guess what? How easily people move on.
Yep.
Man,
I'm they show they say
For the record. For the record.
But check this out. But check this out, hey. So tell me this, because I was one that said we see TVD in practice lighting their ass up. But this last few weeks, I started putting 2 and 2 together, bro. You know what I'm saying? 2 and 2 that something wasn't right with the trust between Gaddis and TVD and the things that TVD are able to do. And tonight Mario said in the press conference, the system changed, the scheme changed, and he almost just wanted to say, and this motherfucker ain't changing with it. Like it would seem like he wanted to say, but we learned something about TVD we didn't know. It was only 6 games. It was only 6 games, though. It was
exactly, and that's what I'm saying. So we talking about a
high. He played in 9. Nobody said anything about the first 3 games. We only counted 6.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we talk about Heisman candidate on half a season.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's unfair to the kid. I get the media, but and fans going to listen to the media. What? Fox said he a Heisman candidate. Going to the barbershop. Boy, that boy TVD, boy, he a Heisman candidate. Boy, that boy, that TVD candidate. Go Hayes, he a hater. Go Hayes, a hater.
I said it in the offseason. I was very clear. I said you can't be a Heisman anything until you beat Florida State. I have not. I repeat, I have not. But people, you can go back, check the footage. I said you cannot be a Heisman candidate if you cannot be TVD. And I also said that's when I first started saying that when TVD starts facing competition that's better, that's equal or better to the University of Miami, all of a sudden he disappears. I said that.
Which competition did that? When did that happen? Shit, we losing the teams we shouldn't be losing to.
We was talking to X. We was talking to X in the offseason, and we were talking about the season preview, and I said TVD cannot be that guy unless you beat Florida State, because that's going to be the one thing on their resume they're going to talk about. Now we may not ever see that chance, but fun fact, I don't know if y'all know this, Miami is 0-3 against Middle Tennessee State. The other 2 losses were 1931 and 1932. We have never beat that school.
1931? God.
In 1932.
They can have it. They can have it.
Check me out, Coach. Check me out, Coach Hayes. And I know you weren't talking to me specifically. I know you're just talking, using me as a proxy. I get that.
Sure.
But here's my thing, and why I was talking about that. So the thing is, when TVD came in, because De'Ara King, I don't know what the hell he had going on. He was hurt, I think. And so when TVD came in, it was, whatever. He had to get a couple games up under him, and he started slinging that thing. And so I'm a fan of that, because when the hell have we seen the quarterback at Miami throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns? And so, of course, I'm behind that. But there was dynamics that were going on. It was TVD trying to make a name for himself. It was him trying to do all of these things. There was a lot of things going on. I think TVD is still that guy. I think what's going on now is he was doing interviews during the offseason. This is my thing about the media thing. He's doing interviews during the offseason. He's launching t-shirts and doing stuff like that. He's on. So it was all of this stuff. And I think what was going on today, was the explosion of too much in his head, too much on his shoulders, and mentally he cracked. And so just like how you said, the coaches needed to come corral him, because you can clearly see him drowning. Now, why would he be drowning in a situation where he has all this talent? And so the reason is it's in his head. I don't think TVD is a bad quarterback. I think TVD should start over Garcia because I think because of whatever. But Garcia, he hasn't had that hype situation yet where he's gotten tested. So he just came out there raw slinging, just like TVD did last year. So
and to your point, not to interrupt you, but you notice the common denominator in all this. Ain't nobody in the world knew the hell De'Aaron King was till he came to Miami. And then he became the first one with what? The NIL deal. And all that pressure landed on it. Y'all don't understand how much pressure on these shorty. Then all that pressure jumped on King, right? They got a chair with the crown tilted on his head. He De'Aaron King, and bing. TVD was just like Jake Garcia is now, right?
Right.
Just fresh just jumping off the porch. Hey, I'm out there slanging that thing. Now, you the what? You the TVD. All this pressure on you. The goods can handle that. The greats can handle that. The good people, they fold under that. And so we don't know if he becomes the man, and now Jake Garcia is the savior in the newspaper clippings, and his mama and her job, the Boston gave her them 3 weeks off. She get every weekend to go to the games now, and all this junk finna go on.
Right.
And now will he be able to stand up to the but see how the pattern works?
Jake's done been through all that adversity though.
Yeah, that high school. I'm talking about, right? It's different though.
Jake mama was Jake done went through a lot.
Yeah, but it's different with 100,000 people saying F you, Streeter. I don't care how strong a man you are. Dog, I don't care. Listen, did you hear TVD getting booed out there? You know what that does to the psyche?
I was on the field. I heard it.
Yeah, but I know you did. But I'm just saying, what I'm saying is, you probably was out there too. Boo, nigga, boo. Hey, he behind the camera. Boo, boo.
After the pick six, I was saying they got to get him out of there. But getting him out of there confirms Mario coming in saying TVD is one of the best quarterbacks in college. It confirms Gaddis sat there and started him. It's a lot going to that. I think that's why they held him so long. After that pick six, though, after what I saw in the press conference, watching that pick six, I knew it was over. They was just letting them break. It was the referee watching somebody get beat in the corner and not throwing in the towel, dog.
Thank you, dog. He drowning, bro. Even if you just took him out that series, calm him down, walk him through, and then put him back in, give him a chance. He's drowned again. Take him out. He can't swim. But he drowned. You left him in there too long, dog. That kid did.
I told y'all last week those wide receivers were frustrated last week.
Yeah.
I told y'all they was frustrated last week, and I was saying we could not see it. Whatever's going on in that huddle, we can't see. But them wide receivers are frustrated, and they're not mad because they're dropping the ball. They were mad about something else.
Do you think everybody is brought in to get his offense? Like the quarterback, do you think they bought in?
Dog, Jake, the offense looked like a different offense.
I'm not saying. I'm saying overall, all of them.
I think questions are looming. You got to remember this. These players know what you tell them. When you come in, all that junk work. When I go up there on the board, I can tell you anything you want to say. This going to work. You're like, damn, that Coach Broyles award winner. He know exactly what he's talking about. And you go to practice. And remember, coaches script stuff. So I'm going to script the perfect play. They call it perfect play. Meaning I'm going to put the play that's going to beat this defense. I know this. The kids may not know that. But I'm going to call the play, and you're going to call the worst defense possible so we can build a confidence. And the kids are like, damn, that builds your buy-in. And then when you go play somebody with a different color jersey, you be like, wait a minute, that shit ain't work right. Wait a minute, what? And now doubt starts to build into the system. And what happens is, let's not get it twisted. These shorties got social media too, or read newspaper clippings. Well, should Jake Garcia be starting? So now they're looking like, damn, Jake, you should be starting. So that's what the spark of Jake is, not his talent. It's just a new face and a fresh face to bring a spark.
Yep.
Hey, Hayes, I got a question for you.
Sure, buddy.
Do you believe in the it factor as a coach?
Yeah, I do believe in the it factor, meaning like a kid has it. You can't coach the intangibles. Like a Michael Vick. I mean, there's plenty of people that we could say have the it factor. Yes, I do believe in that.
Do you see anybody in this team that has that factor?
No. I think. Oh, you asked me, do I see somebody? You didn't ask me, does somebody may come out? I've said that before. That's what game changers are. Game changers and difference makers are people who have the it factor, the Peter Warwicks of the world, things you can't coach. I believe Brashard Smith offensively has that. I just think he's not found his rhythm to be that. And he's not surrounded by enough talent where you can where it can just shine. Does that make sense? But right now, nobody has reared their head. Henry Parrish right now, I know Rooster may have had it, but he's hurt, he's injured. But Henry Parrish has some intangibles that you can't really measure. Getting hit in the backfield, still fighting forward, not as big as you think he is, but he runs harder than Thad Franklin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody see what happens is people look at body types and think that's what they're supposed to be. He 245, he a bruiser. No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not. Go look at the box. I'm looking at the box score. The dude had 30 yards, dog. Thad Franklin had 15 carries for 36 yards. Henry Parrish had 14 carries for 57 yards, and he outweighs him by 50 pounds.
No, he's not a bruiser. He's a finesse big guy that's hard to bring down.
Exactly. A bruiser get behind his pads and give you one.
He's not he's not Jerome Bettis. I explained that this week. Damien, his head coach, been telling me that since he was in high school. He's a big guy that runs like Eddie George or somebody. He runs like he's not Jerome Bettis.
These announcers sit up there. Oh, they bring in the thumper.
Yeah.
So what happens is, again, those guys get what? Producer notes. They look on the notes. Oh shit, he's 245. He should be running people over. And they say that, and people hear that, and then they go and say, "Man, what Thad Franklin ain't get the ball, bro? Them dudes getting 5.5 yards a carry right now in this game. Thad Franklin is 2.4 yards a carry. Henry Parrish got 4.1 yards a carry, and had less carries, more yards. Come on, y'all, look at what you got."
Henry Parrish, though. Henry Parrish, what is it about when the player Henry Parrish gets dizzy, nauseous, throws up a lot during the game? What's that about? That's concussions.
Oh boy, got that Willie Beeman, boy ready.
I think he threw up like 3 times today. I remember one time we saw him in the end zone score a touchdown. He almost passed out.
Yeah, on that play you was talking about, the red zone play.
I know he hit his head and they had that concussion. Hope to God he
that's the second one. Ain't it?
Yeah, but that was nasty the way his head went down. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a nasty play, but it was just, a bad hit. A bad play.
What was wrong with Rooster? Did he get pulled for fumbling?
They said he was hurt. They said
Cristobal said he was hurt.
Man,
they pulled that boy, man.
Yeah.
Messed up my damn fantasy.
Like, see, that's the shit I be talking about. Like with Mario and this whole "I'm coming in and everybody gonna be held accountable" shit. I'm pro player, right? So I see things differently, and I see, all right, you hold them accountable for fumbling, but again, and I say this, and I can say this every fucking week. You was not holding Mallory accountable for missing blocks, holding penalties, and all this other bullshit. And so you get players like Jaden who seem like they're getting held to a different standard. Avante held to a different standard. That's the kind of shit that I don't want to see. I don't know if I'm right, but that shit bothers me.
Yeah, they keep saying, like, I don't know why we don't give Skinner more reps. I don't know why we don't give Arroyo more reps. But it's very obvious that them boys they're as athletic as you can get as tight end. And they need more time on the field, man. Mallory, man, I loved them in the Manny days, but right now I don't know what's up with his legs, bro. But he is running like an Autobot, and he ain't running like running like how he used to, man.
He looks unathletic all of a sudden. He doesn't look athletic. He looks unathletic out there, and I wonder why.
What was his? Hey, remember he was always getting hurt. What was his injuries the last couple of years?
That was his knee,
shoulder, right?
To the hip?
I thought it was shoulder. He couldn't lift weights or something.
Nah, he had that big ass brace on his leg.
Yeah, I know. Like 2 years in a row, he kept getting hurt. So I'm wondering, it was a knee, hip, some shit. Like I know he's not the most athletic guy, but it looks really bad when he tries to break down and put a move on somebody. It looks terrible.
Right.
Then he used to be track in high school or something. Wasn't that his story?
Yeah, he's he's a fast big man.
He used to be fast. Now I don't know what's going on no more. But
I don't either.
hell, Skinner looked like a goddamn animal when he caught that ball and ran down the sidelines. I'm like, man, we need more of that. Arroyo getting jiggy, making people miss. Like we.
And that's what Gaddis is. That's where Gaddis is kind of failing us too.
I don't understand that. They spent all the training camp talking down on the receivers, but you don't see more use of the tight ends. Like, I don't understand.
I mean, Skinner was what? Second in the nation, third in the nation.
Look who we had at quarterback. He wasn't using nothing.
But I'm saying this is what they saying in training. It's not design plays for them. I'm saying.
I mean,
like we don't even get targets to them. Even if TVD missing it, we don't even see him throwing the ball to them.
Yeah,
Not
because
much.
he did that one side of the field. Listen, bro.
But if you know he only throw the one side of the field, and you know Arroyo could make a play for you, wouldn't you design a read for him to be that one read that TVD gonna look at?
Hayes, I got a question, man. You and Wholesome and all y'all football guys, right? That could read film and shit, right? We couldn't tell that TVD was handicapped playing with one arm behind his back.
To me,
That the reason he was throwing the ball to Rambo all the time, the reason he throws the ball to Restrepo all the time is because he's making these decisions before the play starts.
well, their offense is like that, right? So the air raid is typically like that, right? So if you get pre-snap read, if the guy's off, it may be a choice route in there, right? So if the guy's off, you're gonna break the route to a hitch. If he's pressed, take him long. So there's a couple of different routes combinations in that thing, and that's maybe what he's comfortable with. And so the progression
offense was basically to do that, right? Yeah, Malik Rose did say that day, right? That
is what they call throw it to Joe offense. Like, I'm gonna throw it to Joe, meaning this is who I'm throwing to, based on what I'm getting. It's not like the sprinkler here will progress. Because here, can I tell y'all the truth? And I hear people talk about this progression stuff. Tomorrow is NFL Sunday. Go watch how many progressions NFL guys go through. Hardly none. Them bitches moving too fast. They know who they throwing to pre-snap. You might get one or two same side. He ain't one. He ain't there. Two. No, he's not there. Three. No, it's either here. I know my check down is there. Here, turn, check down. You don't have time to, I call it sprinkle head.
Yeah.
You don't have time for that. Aaron Donald coming, dog.
Yeah.
He coming. And he coming with bad intentions. You ain't got time to be able to talk about progression one's not there, progression two's not there. Now your ass to be asleep. You be over there talking about one sheep, two sheep. You be over there asleep, man. You better check it pre-snap read and throw. And I think that's what's happening to him. He's not comfortable. There may be something in this saying, hey, is like, I'm with my man. I really think that TVD can play quarterback, but his psyche is not right. And it's killing him. It's killing his drive. His draft stock is done.
Yeah, it's over, man.
He's going unless he comes back.
He came in this thing. He came in this thing 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. By the end of the first quarter, he was 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 6 the other way. It was done then, wasn't it?
Nah, it wasn't done because he hadn't lost. Now you lose and get pulled to a Middle Tennessee.
Yeah.
He has to come back next year. Whether he transfers or he stays, he has to come back next year in order to get an opportunity.
Somebody just said the
he'd be an
headline
undrafted free agent.
TVD transfers to Boston College. Somebody just text me that. That's what the headline.
He's gonna slide this and we're gonna give him an honorable discharge.
Dub 2407 say, hey, you wildin'. QBs go through their progressions all the time to stop the cap. Okay, put the tape on, dog. I'll sit down and watch it with you.
He's not saying they don't. He's just saying you ain't got that much time to go through all of them every time.
Yeah, you're not sitting.
Y'all can hear me?
Dog, go watch Tom Brady. You think he 1, 2, 3? He looking off and going through progressions is different. I'm looking the safety off. I know I'm going back here. That's not the progression. Progression is first read, second read, third read. You don't see that. You don't have that much time. Looking the safety off to pull them. Know I'm coming back to the backside because I got 2 hot safeties. But
correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. If he's not going through them, right? But the good ones understand where everybody is and where the open man should be and where. Dog, TVD is forcing that ball to last in the day, open or not.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he choose Lassie? Maybe Lassie lived down the hall from him. I don't know. But halfway through the first quarter, Twan say, "I'm picking Lassie as my breakout receiver today." Because Stevie D was finna make it happen for him.
He did the same thing with Rambo, though.
Hey, they pointed out against A&M, they were like, he doesn't look off the safety either. Remember that pass to Jacoby? And he was like, all he had to do was look off the safety and it would have been there.
He's not comfortable. I mean, that's going to tell you he doesn't have a full grasp of everything yet.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like he's not having a full grasp of it. And that's what I'm saying. Looking a safety off and going through progressions is different. Right? You can go look at Tom Brady. He know where he going with the ball. But he also knows, based on the coverage, who has this peel out running back. He know that if they're in coverage, if that dude, he understand, he can process this fast. If the corner and the strong safety is covering the 1 and 2 receiver, that means the Mike linebacker has who? The end out here. If he's still standing there, 54 standing there, that means ain't nobody over there. Turn and throw. Like they process that fast. All that's pre-snap read stuff. That is big time football. That is Heisman candidate making plays, NFL. That's why you see a lot of Heisman candidate guys. They're athletic, but they don't translate to the NFL.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel, all that running around, all that shit running around. The Heisman guys. Why do you think they talk about Kyler Murray?
It's a different game.
Not saying they don't have the athletic ability. The processing, and usually guys who are least athletic are great thinkers. That's why they become great coaches. They become great coaches. Tom Brady, I can't get out of here with these raggedy legs I got, so I got to outthink you. Dan Marino, like think about those guys.
Yep.
I don't have an eject button. The only way I'm gonna get out of here is get this ball out of my hand. Hot potato.
Tom Brady, probably the most unathletic quarterback. He gets sacked the least. So he getting the ball out. You know where you're going with the ball. You getting it out fast.
You know where everybody belongs. He can look at. Bro, you even got clips of him yelling as he's play actioning. He's talking about cover two, cover two. Did you see that? Have you seen that?
I think so.
There's a play of Tom Brady play actioning to Fournette. As he's play actioning, he's saying cover two, cover two, cover two. Comes out. It's telling them when he releases, don't go too far because the corner's sitting there, stop short. And I'm going to throw it to you. What the? Bruh, that's here. That means my back is turned, bro. Said, hut. He's dissected that. Cover two, cover two, cover two. He turns, comes up, and he's telling Fournette, if you go too wide, your ass going to be asleep, so you better sit down. And he just told him, I know you my release valve, so if you go out there too wide, the corner going to be sitting there waiting on you. You can pull that up right now, Street the Dog. It's a great play by Tom Brady.
Tom Brady says he has a photograph of him. Tom Brady said he can see the defenses and he see pictures in his head all the way back from Michigan and remembers defenses when he sees the defense move.
Yeah.
And I believe him too. So I guess understanding the defense and understanding what you're looking at, and I'm surprised at how many quarterbacks can't do it.
They don't
I
study.
think it's something you have to be, but you have to be, it depends on the systems that you're coming up in. Like I was one of those people that when we were like, everybody was like, man, Miami started running a spread. I wasn't really for that because I was proud of running this pro style because it made better pros. I understand we here to win and win in college, but it's the reason our guys get to the pros on offense and they succeed, and reasons Spurrier guys was getting to the offense, getting to the league and not succeeding on offense, right? So it with the spread, a lot of times it makes dumber players because I don't want to say dumber, but like receivers, you know, it's like run to a spot. You're not necessarily learning how to actually separate, how to run a route, how to set up a guy, how to stack a guy. And it's the same thing with quarterback. A lot of times you're learning to throw to a spot. Or like you say, last year, you got that one read and one check down. So, you know, you have a lot of quarterbacks that they haven't come up, you know what I'm saying, learning how to do all those things. And that's why, what was the guy's name we talked to the other day when he made that point about Gaddis getting guys to the pros? I don't necessarily think that's what he was trying to do, but I think he's trying to make complete football players, and that's why he runs this system that he runs. And I think that's what's going on here, you know?
Yeah.
I disagree with that. I disagree.
I still think he should
make Hayes.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying the reason I disagree, these coaches don't care about making guys pro availability. These
No.
guys
I was saying he made the point, but I was saying I don't think that's not what he's trying to do as far as getting them to the pros. I think he's trying to make complete players so that way he can do different things in his offense. You know, and guys not going to run up against things that they're not used to. They're going to know coverages. They're going to know schemes, which we see in TVD doesn't now.
Listen, I'm doing what I got to do to win. I used to say the same thing in high school. Them dudes get paid $8 million a year to figure that out. Here go a prime example, street to left. But Aubrey Hill, I'll never forget this. Aubrey Hill, you know, rest in peace to Aubrey. He was recruiting for FIU at the time, and I had a receiver. I'll leave him nameless. So he comes back to me and says, "Coach, why you ain't tell me this dude was kind of soft? He ain't like to run across the middle like that, right?" I said, "Well, my job, coach. You don't want to get paid all that money. You ain't asked me the question." my being for real. I said my job was to get him into school. Now, if you ask me the question, I'll answer it. But I'm not going to really. But here go the second part. This also goes to show you something. If you don't see it on their tape, they can't do it. He never ran inside routes on his highlight tape. So why in the world would you think when he get to college, all of a sudden he gonna run the inside routes? He was a speedster. He ain't want that gangster in the middle. He ain't want none of that pressure in the middle. Now run down the field 50 yards, he'll take that because it's a drag down tackle. Ain't gonna be no decleater. Come on, man.
Hey, but low key, bro, that kind of speaks to our talent at receiver because, I mean, all of their recruit videos, man, it's just kickoff returns and just outrunning people, and it's nothing really routes like across the middle, like contested catches. It's just burning people. And so I was always excited when we got those guys, but you know, now when they're actually facing, you know, comparable talent, you know, that might be the reason why they're not getting the separation when they actually have to run routes, you know.
But
and
that's why, not to cut you off, I'm gonna let you roll. That's why I think we need a receivers coach. But go ahead.
Nah, man. So I mean, I could think back to all of the guys that we have, but just looking at the tape from camp this offseason, when they were going through their drills, the people that were actually getting in and out of their breaks, Restrepo and Jacoby Jordan. That was the only people. Everybody else was. I'm like, damn, bro, tighten up with that, with your feet, you know. But it's just like they're just so used to running go routes and running back kicks, and those guys serve their place. But you know, we really don't have those guys. So you know, asking them to run these routes, man, I think that's where we're facing these problems. But I mean, hopefully, man, and now in this recruiting class, it's pretty much the same kind of athletes. Now we've been trying to get bigger dudes like lately, you know, the 6'2", 6'3" kind of guys, but we're swinging and missing with those guys. And so,
well, I don't know. I don't know, dog. You seen Ray Ray?
Ray. What's Ray?
You seen Ray?
Two receivers we got.
The receiver
under 5'2".
Ray. You ain't see Ray. Ray. Forget the height, but Ray's an actual receiver though. Ray can run routes. We trying to get Andy Jean. So I'm with you on your point 100%, and I think they are trying to fix that.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, hopefully, man. I mean, hopefully, but just from all of our guys, I mean, I just remember watching their tapes and just being enamored by the
Yeah.
speed. But yeah,
What
man.
about Romelo? Did you see Melo's tape? And I'm asking, like, I didn't see his tape that much.
It was kind of the same story, man, with him. I
Okay.
believe it was just the same thing of just getting out in space and just outrunning people. But I'm not seeing any and then bust somebody down and then, you know what I'm saying, and Amari Cooper's like you know what I'm saying, separation. So yeah, not seeing that, but I don't know, man. It's I still love our team, of course. I still have faith in what we got going on. Hopefully this was the gut check that we all needed. And fans alike. And because boy, the comment section in many places was just upside down. So hopefully this was the reality check that we all needed, and we don't turn on the guys and stand behind them, man. But I'm going to the Duke game. I'm out here in Austin. I'm flying out there. I'm going to the Duke game. I'm going to the the Florida State game. I'm going to the Georgia Tech game. I'm going to Atlanta, and I'm going to the Clemson game. So I'm gonna be doing my part in supporting those guys, because they need people behind them, man. Those boos, I was highly disappointed with what I heard today. So yeah, man, we all got to do our parts as Cane fan. Let them know that we stand behind them. We ain't turning against them, because what is that doing for recruits? You think they're not seeing what's going on? And it's like, damn, if I get out down if we get out down the field, they just gonna tear me apart. Forget the media, the fans gonna rip me to shreds. So we definitely gotta make sure that we stand behind these dudes, man, because I know how hard it is out there for them boys, and I know they trying their best. So it's just best that we support them guys, man. But yeah, man, I'm here all the way for them boys.
Hey, yeah, you doing more than your part, bro. That's a lot of games, bro. That's you come from Texas.
Hey, man, I'm going, man. I don't know if I was buying too much of the hype or whatever, but I said, nah, man, I don't care. This year I'm going out there to go see them, because man, them empty stadiums, bro, it's hella embarrassing. I know I'm only just one person, but at least I'm doing something. I grew up like 10 minutes away from the stadium, but life was hard, man. I worked at Target. I couldn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man now. I can go do something. So I say, hey, man, I'm gonna go out there. Yeah, man, drop $30-something, get me a ticket, and go out there and support, man. So if y'all out there, man, if y'all stay in the area, man, it'd be more people at our high school games than at the Canes game, it feel like. So yeah, man, we gotta get out there and support, man.
Hey, Hayes, what you think about what he was just saying towards the end? Because I brought this up the other day, and with that Colin McCarthy bullshit he put out on Twitter, calling the receivers trash. Like, what is your opinion on stuff like that? Like, he's talking about, these are young men, bro, and we got to build them up too. We can't always tear them down.
I agree. You said Colin McCarthy?
Yeah, an alumni. That shit bothered the hell out of me. I think I was more bothered that nobody really checked him for it.
Yeah, you can't call, like, I don't ever believe in.
I think you muted, Coach. Hey, Hayes, I think you muted, unless you left.
He got some technical difficulties. He's figuring out.
Okay. But nah, bro. Yeah, that's good, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hayes from disappear. He always disappear when he get muted. This is Romello Brunson Holder right here. Look at the first play. He on our team now. He on our team now. We recruited this guy. He on our team. This is who we got on our team.
I hear you not, Hayes.
That's Booker T. Washington he playing against.
I think he could be special, man.
I do too. He opportunity. This man, do they throw at Melo? Like, man, it's ridiculous, dog.
Barely.
This is Miami Central. This is Miami Central we playing against right here.
He had one catch for 6 yards.
We've seen him kill Jason. Thank you, Matty. That's crazy. We've seen him kill Jason Marshall. Jason Marshall not there starting in Florida. We know how good Jason Marshall is. Damn it.
I mean, he getting the opportunity, but when you running for -8 yards because you run into your running back, I mean,
yeah, I don't know what the hell that was, boy.
That was in the wrong way. That guy got the wrong way. He was cussing Thad out.
But that's
What
not
that was.
opportunity, dog. Like I need opportunity. I need shots downfield. I need that ball TVD threw to him last year. He got jumped up and caught that bitch with one hand. Like I need. I'm not
Whoa,
saying you're
whoa,
gonna do that every
relax. That was
time,
my
but we
dog
need
Jake.
real.
That was my dog Jake. Let's get right. That was Jake. Let's get right.
Oh, that was
not
Jake. I'm
TBD.
sorry. My
That was Jake.
my
Let's
bad,
get right.
man. My bad, man. But that stuff like that, when I see that, my personal opinion, okay, I got to feed this guy. Let's see if there's something there. You know what I'm saying? But like what Dogan was saying, I think we need a receivers coach. I'm not saying Gaddis is a bad receivers coach or anything, but Gaddis obviously got a lot of shit he got to work on. Not saying
Right.
his stuff don't work, but making it work with this team. And I would rather us have a proven receivers coach in there working with these guys because something is not clicking, obviously.
Wait,
Yeah,
look
bro.
at this play. Look at this play right here. Look at this play right here. This is in Naples right here. In the playoff game in Naples. Look at this play right here. Stop it. Freeze it. Let me see. Right up. Freeze it right here. You know why? Because that's Footballville right there, bitch. I be everywhere. Footballville right there in the corner. Be right there behind the pylon. I'm there. I'm in the building. You see me. In the same game with Teddy Bridgewater said, shout out to Footballville.
That's good, dog. Nah, but to your point, to answer your question, I don't think you should call players trash. If a player can't meet your expectation, then he doesn't meet it, right? That's why I say I'm the underdog king. When people talked about McLeod, now they talked about Flag. I'm so happy for Flag, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I people entitled to their opinions, dog. You're dealing with fans. People gonna say what they want to say. They
He
hide
not a
behind
fan though, coach. He a fucking alumni. That bothered me, coach. He ain't a fan.
That really bothered Kyle, though.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, I would have fucked him in his fucking face.
And Kyle, to your point, you're right, dog. There's some people out there that don't understand that, in the sense that you can't. Now, I would call a dude trash if he's a cancer to the program, right? Because he trying to hurt the program, like he always in trouble, always. I'm like, dog, yeah, he trash but because he doesn't meet your expectations or he doesn't play. But then guess what, bro? It is what it is. But like you said, yeah, I agree with you. Somebody should check that dude.
Yeah.
So, listen, man, we've been on here 3 hours, man. You know when it's really gonna hurt? In the morning, dog. When y'all wake up and y'all realize we lost again.
It is.
Right.
And then you realize that Tua can't fix it because he got the Buffalo Bills coming in.
Lord have mercy.
That what is really gonna hurt. When you wake up in the
Yeah,
morning,
don't even.
you be like,
I'm
damn,
not.
babe, what we doing? You cooking? Oh, damn, the Canes lost yesterday, huh?
I ain't watching no football tomorrow. I'm finna do like my mama do. I'm finna put on some Whitney Houston and clean this house all damn day. I'm not watching no football.
Whitney Houston?
Hell yeah. I can't do the Kirk Franklin and the church music stuff, so I'm gonna put on some Whitney.
Hey, hold on. No, this is a song he playing. I know exactly what song he played when he played on that. Is
Heartbreak
now I want to
Hotel.
dance with somebody, huh?
There you
Heartbreak
go,
Hotel.
coach. Nah, go ahead, coach.
Now, damn, I just had the song, not heat with somebody. As soon as you said it, damn, when the street started singing through me all like, damn. I know the song, dog. Everybody play it.
Are y'all watching Romello Brinson Huddle?
Yeah, we watching.
I'm watching it.
What y'all said he didn't have? What he didn't have, doggone? What he was missing, doggone?
He looked.
Hey, nah, I ain't pointing nobody out. I ain't pointing him out specifically.
Yeah. He brought up the spring, the guys in the spring, and so remember Melo wasn't there, so he didn't say Melo. He was talking about like the guys in the spring, watching them in practice and stuff.
Yeah, I was talking about, in the spring, like people getting in and out of their breaks when they was doing their drills. And I'm looking, the only people that I saw getting busy on their drills was X and Jacoby George. And the guys that weren't, I'm like, hey, why isn't everybody running their drills like these two guys? So everybody run it like these guys. Like that's what coaching is supposed to be. And I wasn't seeing that. I just saw them just go through their drills and then the next person go through their drills.
They say Romello doesn't practice well. They're trying to teach him how to
But that's
practice.
why we need a receivers coach, somebody that has just that responsibility. I'm not saying Gaddis is bad, but I would like somebody that's your responsibility.
How do you deal with that, Coach Hayes? If somebody this is your dog, you think he gonna when he get in, he gonna do his thing, but he don't practice well. How do you deal with that?
So you know who was a player like that?
Mm-hmm.
That damn Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown was just like that, dog. Antonio Brown, like in practice, but in that game, that boy gonna get bit. But dog, you just gotta stay on him. Like you can't let up. You know what I mean? You gotta just keep dogging his ass out and keep you know what I mean, in practice, because once you let him go, everybody's gonna go because everybody think they just as good as Antonio Brown. So you can't give him no, you know what I'm saying? But I was gonna say this about Gaddis. Remember, guys, Gaddis has only been a offensive coordinator. This is now his 4th year. It's not a long time.
He a young
This is
cat.
not a long, no, it's not a long time. Now we can say we want to say about Alabama. I think we all know that Mike Locksley was the OC there. He probably helped with the game plan. He probably gave suggestions, but Mike Locksley was the play caller. You know what I'm saying? Like there's an offensive coordinator for Tennessee, but Josh Heupel called the plays.
Right.
There's an offensive coordinator for Lane Kiffin, but he called the plays. Ryan Day, but he called the plays, right?
Nick Saban. Yeah.
Nah, he don't get into it no more. But anyway, that's another story. But anyhow, so Josh Gaddis is relatively young at this, and to be a receivers coach, which is unorthodox, you're away from it. Like you're away from it. And if you're a play caller, your mind is on that. So you're gonna miss the nuances a little bit. You're gonna miss the nuances of little things, man. So hey, it is what
that's
it
how
is.
I feel.
All right, man. Y'all hit
Do
the
you
like
think,
button for me, man. And Don in here going off. I see Don in here going off. Don typing 1,000 words a minute.
Wait, are you gonna ask another question, dog?
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask Hazen Street, well, everybody really, but it's with Street. So do you think that like you brought up the point about Gaddis coming over and not bringing anybody with him? Do you think that Mario may have made some mistakes in there, like as far as like, okay, I see what when you come in, I'm like, this is the type of person I am. I want to see. I like coaches that adjust to the personnel and not the other way around. Although I do understand we're building something different. We're going to tear it down and build it back up in Mario's image, right? But if I come over and I see what Miami did well, do I not talk to Gaddis and say, "Hey, can you duplicate that?" Or do I say you come in and just, like? Do you think that's something that he overlooked? Like coming in, we finna change this whole offense, whatever, or is it just that he's adamant that that's not the shit I want, this is the shit that I want?
Shit, Coach Hayes evaporated.
Oh, I'm putting it back in. You heard what he said, Coach Hayes?
Now, last thing I heard he said was build it in Mario's image.
Ask it again.
Yeah, so I was saying, do you think that's something that Mario overlooked as far as, hey, when I sit down with Gaddis, when I bring him in, hey, this is what they do well. I need to keep these concepts or some of these concepts. Do you think that was an overlook by his part by just saying, well, yeah, come on in, bring whatever you're going to do, just come on in and do it? Like, do you think he should have kind of catered to what he already had here?
Okay, I think there's 2 parts to that question. One, I think you said about Gaddis bringing somebody, and I said that before. Part of Mario's deal is he's very loyal to his people, right? Like when I say his people, fans. And I said, I don't know if I was on here with you, Streeter. I think that one day after school or whatever, I was saying like, look, bro, nobody has coached together. Gaddis didn't bring nobody from Michigan that I know of.
I think
like,
yeah, that was you, Hayes. There was Hayes. Hayes. Good point.
Got an assistant wide receiver coach from Michigan.
So you brought a dude with you that do the same thing you do.
No, I'm just saying. I think we got one person. That's why.
Yeah, but that ain't
Gaddis got here last.
Yeah, he was the last piece.
But that's the point, right? You typically hire your coordinator because you leave room for him to bring people in. Right? He hired the quarterback coach. He hired the running back coach. He hired the O-line. Of course, he's going to hire his homeboy. I get that. No problem with that. That's like me hiring Streeter. Hopefully, Street will hire me one day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. So as a coordinator, and I brought this up before when I was at FIU with him, that same thing occurred. Everybody that coached offensively and defensively were his people. Only thing changed was the coordinator. When Tim Cramsey came in, he came into a room that was full already, right? So he didn't get a chance to bring his people. So now Tim Cramsey has to teach Frank Ponce, D-Train, Mirabal, who's the receiver coach? That was Ponce was the receiver coach. The running back, Apollo Wright was the running back coach. He got to teach all these guys his system. And they got to now teach the players the system. When, let's say, for example, if I'm the coordinator and I got a receiver coach over there, he know my system like you know my system. Me and Street know the system. Hey, Streeter, man, we run at 23XY jet. Boom. You could teach that to the receiver and the perimeter guys. I don't have to worry about it because I know you know it. But I got to make sure Streeter understands it now because, I'm sorry, let me go back there. I got to make sure Mehdi understands it because he a new coach under my system. I got to make sure he can convey what I need to do to those players. You understand? And then I got to make sure the line, like that's why when you see guys leave, like Rhett Lashley, who did he take with him?
Likens,
and a quarterback coach.
Exactly. When Cristobal came here, who did he bring with him?
Joe.
Everybody,
Mirabal,
Mac. Yep.
That's the point, right? So he brought people that because Rhett Lashley gonna run his system, but Cristobal is bringing people that's gonna run somebody else's system. And I think that's another thing too. These guys got to work together. And on the defensive side, Kevin Steele didn't. Who Kevin Steele brought?
Nobody. That's why I think he's on the
Nobody.
sideline. That's why I think he's on the sideline because
No, but Kevin Steele and Charlie Strong, they all good within their own right, but did they work together to know? Kevin Steele and Charlie Strong probably run a very similar stuff, but they call it difference in the small nuances, right? That's different. And they got to work together to figure it out. A guy coming from Georgia, that's a different system. This dude coming from Joe Salava coming from Oregon, that's a different system and play call and blitz package. Jason Taylor coming from St. Thomas, kicking in. That's a different system.
That's Brashard Smith.
Yep.
Can you go to his second play? Can you go to the second play? His highlight. The second play. Second play. His highlight.
We got on our team. These guys we got on our team.
We got ballers, dog. They just
yeah. But dog, he made the point though. He's like, you see these highlights? They catching the ball in space. They doing like, where's the, these guys ain't used to setting up their corners and stacking corners and all that kind of stuff.
that's why I'm saying you don't bring this offense to Miami, man.
And this is part 2 of what I said when I talked about Cristobal having to strike gold with coordinators. This right here is what I meant. When you hire a coordinator, you got to make sure he's going to fit with what this right here. This the play. I said this dude right here is special. This play, that play right there. That play right there was the play I said that dude's special.
I'm gonna rewind it for you, dog. Second play. This is the second play on his highlight tape.
And I remember that because I broke his tape.
Where's Brashard Smith? That's Mike Jackson with the ball.
I thought that was him with the ball though.
Nope.
Look at this dude running, bro.
That's Mike Jackson with the ball.
But this is why I talk about, like I said, Cristobal having to strike gold twice. Because here we go. Let's say Gaddis leave. Let's wish him good luck and he go get a head coach job somewhere. Now we got to get a whole new system. Everything's gonna be new and different. And guess who's gonna stay the same? Gaddis may take somebody with him, but Frank ain't finna leave Cristobal. They buddies.
No.
You damn sure know Mirabal ain't going nowhere. Right?
Right.
Unless Kevin Smith, you can match Kevin Smith money. And I don't think Gaddis will get a Power 5 program. He ain't going nowhere. So this new coordinator gonna come in with a staff that's already in place and not have a chance to bring anybody in. You ain't firing nobody. You hope to God they leave, but they ain't gonna. You think Frank Ponce finna leave? Unless he becomes the coordinator.
Moment of silence for Brashard Smith. Moment of silence.
I'll let you.
Oh man, that boy get busy, man. That's why I be so frustrated watching the game because I just know in space he's just gonna pull away from everybody, and we just not getting him the ball in space.
Tyler Van's not gonna give nobody the ball.
Yeah, but you know what the problem?
Why we can't run that same? Let me ask you, why we can't run that same goal line play with Henry Parrish on the 50?
Right.
With Rashard Smith though.
Right.
Hey, coach, can you break this down for me? Like one of the problems, and I might be wrong. You see the way everybody playing us now. They're gonna come up, they're gonna stack, and it's gonna in the middle. And Gaddis runs a lot of like bunch concepts or all the receivers to one side, yada yada. It's like he's running into the defense when they're running their routes. So am I wrong in saying that and seeing that? Like I feel like we should be, spreading out, right? Maybe two guys on this side, one on that side, or two this way, two that way. But it's a lot of bunch, and the defense is already just sitting there like waiting on you.
Because it's predicated off the run. Remember, most time when you see that bunch set, it's gonna have two tight ends in it. It's based off 12 personnel. If you look at it, you're gonna see Arroyo and you're gonna see Mallory in that bunch pyramid set at some form of fashion. Or you're gonna see two receivers, a tight end, and you're gonna have a nub tight end to the other side. Because it's all predicated off the run first.
So ain't we just playing into the defense? But ain't we just playing into the defense? Like, shouldn't we let's do something a little different?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at a nub tight end set right now, and they run right into the numbers.
Damn, illegal formations. I think we had a legal formation against Texas A&M too, and it's just like, what is this? Like, I've never experienced this before, but we're damn near having them every week. Like, it's just so much confusion going on, man. So hopefully they can get it together, man.
Bye week came at the perfect time. That's
shit. Let's hope it did.
Boy, that quarterback for North Carolina though, that boy for real, man.
But I think, like I said, I don't think this game says anything about the team that's going to show up in North Carolina. I don't see how they go back to. Before we get out of here, man, I'm gonna go 1-on-1, man. Any way they go back to TVD, starting with E1, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Any way they go back to TVD?
I
would save face.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't think they do. Unless they just go, maybe they split reps in practice. I think his head. I think if you pull him, like as you said in practice, you said he made a gap between them. So that's why I think they was hesitant to pull him. But if you got to the point where you had to pull him, I think you split snaps in practice, or you let Jake get the first team snaps, and let's see what he do. Because the worst thing you could do is the worst thing that have a one bad QB is two good QBs that you don't know, because you could split the locker room like that and it could cause more problems. So I think unless Jake just like is terrible in practice, I guess that's the only way. But I think it's his job now.
What about you, KB?
I'm in agreement. I think you split the reps in practice just to ease the transition, but I don't think you come out next game and you bring out TVD. I don't even see how that's fair. He's playing horrible. If he was just playing average and we wanted him to get better, okay. He's playing terrible, bro. You can't do that. I don't even think that's fair to Jake or the team.
People in the chat saying we can't call him TVD no more. He back to Tyler. He was a brutal boy. He was a brutal boy.
Somebody called him Tyler Van Lesbian. Somebody called him Tyler Van Lesbian.
No.
Oh shit.
Come on, y'all.
What you think, Doggo? You think anyway? You think they go back? You think they saw enough for Jake to say pull the plug, or they gonna be stubborn coaches and be like, man?
After hearing what Cristobal said in the post game, I think they're going back to TVD, and I think they're going to stick. I can't remember exactly, but they threw that question at him, and he more or less was like, "We're gonna keep going forward with it," kind of thing. So I think they're gonna keep pushing with TVD, but I think his leash has gotten much shorter, and I don't think if he has another performance like this, yeah, he's done. But they're gonna try to save face. I mean, there's a lot invested in him. And, I don't know how this plays in recruiting. There's a lot of politics in this. So I think they're just going to stick with TVD for now. But if he implodes like he did again, who's opposed to benching that? So I think they're going to give him one more shot.
Do you play like that against North Carolina? Like, do you go out there and say, let's give him a shot your first ACC game?
Hey, that's why they paid Cristobal all that money, and I'm around here behind the monitor somewhere. So, if it was up to me, man, oh man, that's rough. That's super rough. I think I'll still play the politics card. To be honest, I think I'll do what Cristobal's doing. I think this is bigger than just making the fans happy. I think you got to play the politics right now. And then once TVD grounds himself, that's when you go ahead and go, hey, we gave him a shot. Look what he did with it. Because honestly, Cristobal, this season is already a wash for him. So he's playing the politics right now. So I think that'll be the best call to play politics, recruits. A lot of people watching this. So TVD has to bury himself. You know what I'm saying?
What you think, Maddie? Think any way they go back to TVD?
Oh, this guy.
He been waiting for 2 weeks.
You can't. You rip the motherfucking Band-Aid off. This is now become Spencer Rattler territory, right? There's no way that you can sit here and, like someone said it, Don Snap said the team reacted to Jake, you can't go back. And that's true. The last thing you want is to go into a bye week and then play with Jake's emotions after he at least fought. He got you a touchdown drive. I mean, he was down 3 touchdowns when he got in the game, so it's hard for him to really try to push for that and then be like, hey, guess what? We're going to bring you back, put Tyler Van Dyke, because then you shoot the confidence of 2 people. And then Mario will deal with that. Plus, from a recruiting standpoint, them recruits that was in the stands saw the reaction of that team, how the stadium, the crowd, everybody's lifted up for Jake. Jake is the future. And yeah, I know, Hayes was talking about the whole, if he starts to struggle, then we're going to be like Jake Curry. I don't think so. I think if Jake goes out there and does what we expect him to, because the moment is not too big for him, and like Street said, he was a different individual when he came to the game, it gives an opportunity for you to show recruits like, hey, this is the guy. This is the one y'all come play for. This is the one that's throwing y'all the ball. And you can salvage some of that class, because it would be irresponsible to think that decommits aren't coming, right? I don't think it's going to be to the same extent like when a Manny decommit happens, but I damn sure think that a decommit or 2 is going to come. So when that does happen, you can kind of sell it better if Jake goes out there, Jake is successful, and Jake starts winning games and playing with confidence. But if you go back and regress and put TVD back in against North Carolina, I was going to say North Carolina State, against North Carolina, just for him to fail again, you might have 2 quarterbacks in the transfer portal.
A lot of these, some of these commitments came with more than I love Miami and the palm trees. Some of these commitments came with a little NIL. You just gonna be decommitting.
So you walk away from a billionaire?
Decommit because y'all lost to Mississippi State. Oh man, I'm out of here. Keep your 300,000. It ain't gonna be happening like that, man. It's really new football. It's some new football going on, dog. Hayes, what you think, man? Any way you put TVD back in the game, dog, and say, hold up. Marvin Bailey in the chat say, listen, man, go back to TVD. We gave Ivy 5 years. Marvin Bailey was late, dog. It's late, Marvin. Go to sleep, dog. You had one too many shots of Parmesan. Go on to sleep. Go argue with your lady, dog. Go to sleep. Because those are 2 totally different situations.
Oh, hell, boy.
That's funny as hell. To your guys' point, I think you guys have valid points, but I do think they go back to Tyler Van Dyke simply because I know this is gonna sound crazy, but again, I'm looking through a lens. Tyler Van Dyke played bad. We all agree. Jake Garcia comes in and gives the spark. But Jake Garcia, I don't think, just think about it from the coach's perspective, he didn't win the game, right? So that gives TVD an extra chance. I'm going to explain why this is important. It gives them an extra chance because what happens now is if you go into UNC and you start off with Jake Garcia, you now have no spark if you're down. Think about that. If you go in with TVD, his leash is really short now. He sailed 1 and 2 of them balls. See ya. But what happens? I still got an extra spark over here to keep the team. You know what I mean? Like, hey, TVD, this your chance, baby. Right? It's all psychological. And he go in there, he stink the bed up, 6 minutes left in the first. All right, come on. They may give him the first quarter. Come on, Jake, and let him have the rest of it. But now you got a spark to get it going. Because what you do is if you throw that Jake Garcia in there too early, I know it sounds crazy, and he struggles, now you down to Ja'Curry, or you back to TVD, and our TVD psyche is, man, fuck y'all, man. Y'all set me down. Now you want me to come be the savior?
Mm-hmm.
Think about your job. Your boss say, nah, we ain't gonna let you get this account. Hey, Jim, you got this new account. And he messed it up. Hey, Medi, I need you back on that account. Man, fuck that, man. I had it. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
But if your boss come to you and say, if your boss come to you and say, hey, Medi, look, bro, there's been some issues, man. Look, we're gonna put you in on this deal, man. Yada yada yada. And as you see you messing up, hey, Medi, man, I told you, man, look here, man, we got to go in here. Well, man, Dogon, man, you got to come on in and take over. You go over there and be mad, but you already done for. You ain't coming in and you was done for. That's the psyche of this foolishness, bro. It's political, like y'all said. It's political, bro.
Yeah, that could work in their advantage though. That could work in it all week
Yeah.
long. Yeah, no, we sticking with our guy. We sticking with our guy. We sticking with our guy. Right, and then just pull the rug out from under North Carolina ass in the second quarter. That could work.
And the second question is, Mario got to stick by his words. See, when you put for certains on things and you speak as a matter of fact, he is the best quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You done bought that now.
Mm-hmm.
You done bought that. Now, if he go in there and said, hey, TVD done extremely well there, he potentially be a Heisman candidate. See, kick word potentially. When we talk about that food, allegedly, you save yourself. But when you go in there with for certains and matter of facts, you done bought that, boy. Because somebody will come up with that sound bite. Well, Mario, Susan, Mario, you said in the pre-conference that he was the best quarterback in the nation, and you pulled him for Jake Garcia. Why is that?
No, Mario, explain it.
That goddamn Susan, boy.
Y'all talking that shit. Susan be asking the hardest. Susan be asking the toughest questions. Y'all be talking that shit about.
That's
Susan.
my point.
No,
that's what I was saying.
Susan say TVD. Last year you were on fire. This year you look like the icebox. Is there any reason you look like an icebox? I don't understand the question, TVD. TVD, last year you were sugar. This year you're shit. Any reason?
Is it a confidence issue?
Did the lack of crowd noise cause you to play like that today?
Well, she gonna get on them. That's why I said get the media away from them boys. Get them a break. Cause boy, they be in their head.
Yeah, cause we soon gonna be down to Brashad playing Wildcat quarterback. Goddamn it, the way this shit goes.
No, not the Palmetto offense. Don't do that.
Yes, sir.
Man, let's get up out of here, man. We've been here for 4 hours, man. Wholesome Holloway ain't even on the panel, dog.
I tell y'all something. I called my dog Wholesome today. That boy sent me the voicemail. Dang.
Hey, I already know.
You think you hot? That boy is big hot.
I already know.
Frank's red hot.
Hey man, I want to say this, man. I appreciate y'all boys, man, for coming on the YouTube takeover, man. Thank y'all, man. That was awesome.
Yes,
Y'all
sir.
came in, man, filled in the slot. That was pretty cool, man. So I hope y'all
Anytime,
enjoy.
anytime.
All day.
All right, man. Let's get up out of here, man. Y'all hit the like button for me, man. Appreciate all y'all. Doggone, you need to come on. You need to come on more often, man. You got a nice hairdo and you got a good background. What are you in Houston?
I'm out here in Austin,
You a
bro.
Texas fan, dog?
Nah, bro. I'm a Canes fan, bro, all day, man.
You from Miami?
Yeah, bro.
You
Carol
from
City.
Carol City.
What you doing in Austin?
Hey, money. It's money out here.
Is money in Austin?
Yeah,
you
that's
got
why I
better
can
match
fly
too.
out there. That's why I can fly back to the crib because they got
Right.
they can't out here. Well,
You
ain't
know,
no
it's
Canes
money in
the
Texas,
crib.
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
see
got
Texas
money out
capital,
here,
man.
man.
Come on
So
now.
yeah, I'm
You
out here
know that.
chilling, bro. So Heat fan, Dolphin fan, you name it, bro. I'm Miami all the way, bro. So
All right, man. Bet that up, bro. All right.
All right, man.
Man, y'all want to say something before y'all get out of here? Y'all good, man. Y'all going to be crying in the morning, bro. Y'all might well go ahead. Y'all going to wake up in the morning and it's going to hurt again, dog.
Not me.
Yeah, not me. I'm finna pop this edible and wake up and pop another one. I'm good.
Now, listen, man. Dog, listen, on our way out, listen, I told y'all I didn't care what happened this season. I told y'all that. I don't care. The process has changed. I don't too much care what happened this season. Learning how to invest and gave me a set of patience out of this world, bro. Like I don't like I can see processes and it's like things have to play themselves out. We can't get the Clemson game in week 3 and week 4. You can't. It's going fast though. Like Coach Steele said the other day, it's going fast. It is going fast. But I think this loss was a team showing up not ready to play, and they got their ass whooped by some other college kids. And I know y'all don't think it should happen like that. It ain't not supposed to happen like that. But yeah, sometimes your ass got to get slammed to the ground and kicked in the face before you realize that, oh shit, we're in a fight.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna highlight y'all, man. Go ahead.
No, I just like to say because we've seen this for so long, so many years. It's just like when does it start to hurt? Like I don't get me wrong, I know the players want to win too, but when the fuck that shit hurt bad enough to where y'all just like, hey, no more.
A young dog. Like, think about what you just said. Nigel Lee Kelly, after that loss, goes to a high school football game.
And take
They
another
young. But they young. Like these guys, there's not enough time. And this 3-year going to the league thing, they stay so young. The return over is so fast. Dog, these kids commit and be like, for the next 3 to 4 years, I'm going here. They don't be 4 to 5. For the next 3 to 4 years, I'll be going to. Like, they just so young, and it's hard to keep that like going. And they don't understand. Like a loss to them, they all right. Like, to be honest, they don't like it at that moment, but they're all right. They're all right.
Yeah.
It's different. Can I ask one question, Streeter?
What's up?
I guess for the panel. What do y'all think Mario Cristobal is thinking?
He said in the press conference.
No, if damn what he said, I'm talking about what he thinking. He can say they do that coach talk. You know, it's my fault. It all falls on me. I'm the head coach. I haven't even seen the press conference. I'm telling you, they talking cliches. It's up to me. I'm in charge. Or he said something like, you know, it's up to me to get it fixed. Or yada yada yada.
Nah, what he said was, I knew when I came here, it was gonna be a hard run. When I sat down and talked to him, he said, "Listen, man, we could have put people with mannequins here for 2 years, and I think the program would have still been in the same place. That's how far back we are." And I only said that to the group me. I ain't really said that out public. You know what I'm saying yet? But that's how he felt. He said, when I got here, I didn't realize how far the program had failed.
Mm-hmm.
So the day in the press conference, he said, I knew when I came here, we had a lot of work to do. It sounded like Coach speak, but that's the same thing he said to me in my face. It's like, yeah, dog, it's fucked up. I just think y'all don't know how fucked up it is.
I think that's what it is.
Fucked up it is. But it's messed up. You know what I'm saying? And all the work that he done and everything that he changed in them couple of months, they still far. They're far from it.
Far, dog. They far.
So when I saw Daryl Jackson going against Allen Hay in pregame today, the only thing I could think in my mind, those are the kids that Georgia and Alabama recruit every year. He looked like he could have put Allen Hay on his neck and walked around and with cotton candy at the fair or something. I said, Twan, like they play two different sports. Like they don't even look like they play the same sport. Like what the hell?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I just don't know. I just want to know, like, because I know it is like looking at the ceiling, dog, just trying to figure out, like,
You saying what is he thinking, like right now at his house? Well,
yeah, right now.
At his house. He probably ain't even go home. He probably at the facility. What is he thinking?
I think.
I'm saying, like, when he's sitting by himself, he driving home, driving wherever he going, getting some cafecito or whatever he doing. When you have that private moment, you ain't no cameras. What do you think's going through his mind?
I think
Susan asked me a fucked up question. I'm gonna fuck her up Monday. That's what I think he's thinking.
Oh shit!
I think.
I thought you talking about you. But anyway, go ahead.
With what Street said, with him saying that, I think he thinking from the little, like we don't really know the man, but from the little we hear, I think he's thinking to himself, this is what he signed up for, because he had it all in Oregon. So I think he thinking, this is what I signed up for. I knew I wanted to come home and make a difference. I had Disney World in Oregon. I could have stayed, but I came here. This is the journey. This is the mission he decided to take. So if there's anything we know about him, he accountable. So I think he's saying this is what he signed up for, and he knows it's gonna take a minute. So yeah.
Anybody? It's everybody. It's for everybody. But go ahead if you. It's up to you.
I think he's thinking there is a pretty sizable amount of work to be done, but it can't be. Everybody got to be collectively on the same page. If everybody is not, this is where you start to see that adversity kick in between the coaches.
Oh, hold on, Betty. I'm sorry to interrupt. Not that. I'm in the car like, man, I shouldn't have hit that shit. Like that kind of thought. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the thought of, damn, did I mess up?
Where do we go next?
No, like, did I mess up by coming here? Like them thoughts. I'm talking about the real thought, not the, damn, I shouldn't have hired Gaddis. I should have hired this dude. Or like, I'm just talking about that thought, not the, all right, we're here tomorrow. We're gonna work on inside run. No, I'm talking about that. I knew I shouldn't have went. You know what I'm saying? Like that thought. That's the thought. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that real. You know when you driving in the car by yourself.
Yeah.
That happens. I think that happens once. Like I think that happened maybe in the Texas A&M game on the plane back, just because there was a bunch of like tiny little mistakes. But this has so many mistakes that it's just like I don't think he's thinking that small. I think he's thinking like this shit is way bigger than I thought it was gonna be.
Right. Okay. That's what. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like
he's probably thinking like last week. He's probably thinking, God damn, what the fuck I put Tyreek back there.
Crazy, bro.
that was it, right? This week he thinking it's so many other things that he got to consider. That it's like it's too many big problems for you to just magnify one of them and be like, damn, I shouldn't have did fill in the blank. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about, not like, well, we got to get this guy like that. Like that regret thought. Like, you know what I'm talking about. You know when you that drive home and you know you did something that you should have put some extra something on, and you like, dang, man, I shouldn't have skinned old girl decent like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Like that kind of shit. Like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, think about all the nights you coming home from the pack jam and shit. But I think you probably just thinking like.
Hold on, you know what the man's prayer is, right? You know what the man's prayer is, right? You know what the man's prayer is? Lord, if you get me through this, I promise I won't ever do it again. You know what I'm saying? That right? Like I would just, for Texas A&M, I would have said, if on the way back, I would have said, we got something. Like in my mind, if that's me, I ain't worried about Tyreek. Like that's football. Like that's football. My mind is, damn, we got something. Like we got something. Like we got something. We played a tough game. It's little things that we can fit, but we got something. This week, I'd be like, we ain't got nothing. Like, it goes from like, how do we go from here to here? Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I think in your mind is like, I think his mind, if I'm in the car, if I'm driving, if I'm by myself on the throne, whatever I'm doing, I'm like, bro, how the hell do we get in this situation? What is the one key factor I can put my finger on? Because there's a bunch of factors. We always know that. But what is the common denominator? Because everybody goes through that. When you make decisions in life and stuff go bad, we've been through it here through YouTube. You make bad business deals or you trust somebody and they screw you, and you be like, damn, that dude said something and I ain't pay attention. I heard him, but I dismissed it. You know what I'm talking about, Streeter? The Streeter told me some bullshit one time, and guess what? I like, damn, that Streeter done told me that bullshit. And I heard him tell me, and I shouldn't have listened to him. Nah, I'm messing with him.
I think he probably Mario probably thinking, hey, first, who the fuck I need to put my hands on? But after that, he's got to be just like, I got to get rid of some of these motherfuckers. I got to figure out who the fuck I need to get rid of. This shit ain't, I'm not saying he throwing in the towel, but it's just like, God damn it, I can't. This shit, this is not me. This shit ain't a representation of what I want to do. Coach, who the fuck got to go? Like something, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think he's thinking about. Who the fuck personnel? I'm thinking about who the fuck got to go.
Yeah, I think he's thinking that this early. Didn't he lose at Oregon in the beginning?
No. The school was on a losing record when he got there. They had won 4 games.
Yeah.
In tackles last
It's
year.
It's not about losing. It's how you lose, and that's why I say he's thinking about, God damn, which was somebody not representing us right. You motherfuckers got to go. You know what I'm saying? It's how you lose. It ain't about losing. You can lose. It's how you lose. And you made Middle Tennessee look like they was fucking the big bad brother on the block and shit. Them niggas had no fucking ounce of respect or fear for us. Mario's pissed. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, we're finna go on 4 hours, man. Y'all go home. Go step in
Hey, real quick. Hey, now, did y'all see that tweet I put up? The Taliban 2020. I put 2020 Taliban Dyke, 2021 Taliban Dimes, 2022 Taliban Damn.
I think Mario thinking that John Ruiz don't shut the hell up. I'm gonna punch him in his life wallet.
I saw that dumb shit. That was so stupid.
Yeah, like
what happened? I missed it.
It's right there. The
Ruiz,
tweet right there.
that shit was dumb. And everybody that commented was telling him like, dog, this ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. And he kept saying, well, if you keep doing the same thing, you're gonna keep getting the same result. Some dumb shit like that. Like, bro, shut the fuck up.
That's tough.
He basically just said, I don't give a damn. Y'all niggas just get in my stadium. Forget what
right.
y'all do. We need this money. That's what he said. That's what he said.
All right, man. Let's get up out of here, bro.
Appreciate you, though, Street.
Yo.
All right, appreciate it, bro.
All right, Hayes.
Hey, man, y'all stay tuned to the good, bad, and ugly, man. I'm making it happen. But I appreciate y'all, boys.
Good, bad, and ugly?
I don't know. I might record it tomorrow. I may drop it on Tuesday, I think. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out.
All right.
Monday or Tuesday.
Light skin level. Let's see if Rich still asleep. Hold on. Nah, I figured it out. All right, KB, man. Listen, 786-459-9499. Y'all want to get down with IOD Squad. Hit the like button for me, man. Probably had 3,000 people in here, man. And y'all hit the like button 100 times. It's going to sting in the morning, dog. So either don't go to sleep or do like KB, man. Go get y'all some edibles, man. Don't put off tomorrow something you could do today. The rest of your life could be seconds away. I'm street, man, and I'm out of here.